What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Chase, aka CR Media. This is another edition of the AEW Post Dynamite show hosted by CR Media. My name is Chase. I run CR Media. I want to know how many times I can say CR Media in the introduction without, or before I start irritating myself and my colleague tonight. Mark, also known as Pro Wrestling Kingpin. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm all right, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Um, Mark usually puts us live on the TikTok. I would assume that is the same tonight.
It sure is. Always.
Fantastic. We are also going to be live on Mark's Twitch, Pro Wrestling Kingpin at twitch.tv. We're also live on my Twitch as well, twitch.tv/crmedia1988. Trying to truck forward to affiliate. We are at like 2.8 average viewers, so just need to maintain 3 viewers to make affiliate. We are also live on CR Media's YouTube page and CR Media's Facebook page. We're gonna hang out there for a little bit. Some point in the stream, I will randomly cut that off. So if you guys watching on my Facebook or my YouTube, please head over to the Twitch, and we will accommodate you there as well. You having audio troubles there, Mark? No, I can't hear you. I heard you blow into the microphone a second ago.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now.
All right, there we go. Perfect.
Fantastic. All right, Mark. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Man, I'm good, man. It was a great show. Got my Shark Week shirt on just for everyone. Got to represent. If you guys didn't know, I'm a big shark fanatic.
Really?
Big shark fanatic. Shark Week's my thing. I'm actually working on getting a sleeve on my left arm of like an underwater scene.
Nice.
Yeah. So Shark Week is my thing.
All right.
Hell yeah.
All right, gotta. We'll get the chat on here. Got a few people. Bike Angel 777. That's my wife. I actually think that's my son though. So shout out to
what's going on, Chase's son?
Scott, howdy. All right. This definitely was a show tonight, my friend.
Yeah, it was a great show. A couple of shocking moments.
Indeed.
Yo, what's up, Josh? A couple shocking moments. The ending shocked me very, very much. I guess we'll get there when we get there. Give you my thoughts on that, But an overall entertaining show,
Absolutely. That first match, man. I enjoyed this match a lot. Brody King and Darby Allin started off the event. Started off hot, man. Which is it's always, I back in the old days, they always there was always a segment or an interview of some sort that started off the show. Anthony, sir, how are you? Appreciate you joining.
Yo, what's up?
But there was always like a segment, always somebody's music always hit, whether it was Vince's, Austin's, Rock's, the show always started out with something. So I like this. I like this how they start off hot with a match, especially like a higher tiered match than kind of like your show opener.
Right.
So Brody King and Darby Allin. I tell you what, man. Brody did a fantastic job doing what he was supposed to do, and that was, make himself look strong. Darby did a fantastic job of selling for him and doing that as well.
As he always does. He's always just the ragdoll for people,
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. It's baseball season, baby. I gotta have my baseball notifications turned on.
Hey, man. I get it. Pikachu over here. What's up with the Pikachu stuff? The real Pokemon is Squirtle.
You're gonna get me. Somebody's gonna start begging me to take a Pokemon Go hunting after this.
Hey, I'm
Uh,
down. I'm down.
so the only thing that I kind of cringed at a little bit with this match is I didn't like the spot from the battle royal. I thought it was a little silly, but I did.
The spot where he choked him over the ring.
Yeah, and he dropped him
Yeah,
out, and
yeah,
Darby. Darby was fighting to make the final count, and he
right.
did so. But I loved how when Darby rolled in, Brody spiked him and then pinned him 1, 2, 3, finished him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
So
it didn't
because
drag. It didn't drag on. I like that. You know.
yeah, it gave you hope. It gave you like, oh man, Darby's gonna make it back into the ring, and he did. And then as soon as he got in, he got spiked on his head and then pinned, and it was like, oh, okay, like uh, Brody's down like that. So um, I thought that was a great way to end the match. Sting
Thing
coming
came out.
out. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, man, it definitely made me pop. For as old as Sting is, every time he comes out, man, like I'm always like, oh man, like I just get hyped.
No, I agree. I mean,
And
every time he walks out, I get hyped. It's Sting.
and well, and I feel I don't feel bad, but I kind of asked myself, and I figured I'd ask you and the viewers watching. So are we? Um, yes, Scott, Sting can still go. Um, are we? Are we biased to Sting? I mean, because we're always talking about the old guys, like you know, like in the E. Let's be fair. We criticize WWE for bringing in Goldberg and um,
The difference
uh,
with that, I see where you're going with this. The difference with that is that we're not throwing Sting into a main event title picture as opposed to bringing back Goldberg constantly in the main event title picture. So I think what they're doing with Sting is kind of perfect. He's here in this managerial role. He'll wrestle every couple of weeks, couple of months, whatever the case may be. But he's not there getting shoved down our throats and immediately thrusted into some type of title picture, which he doesn't need. The guy doesn't need any title. I mean, a few feuds here and there, that'd be cool, whatever you want to do, but that's the difference between here and the E. Because if Sting was in the E, he'd probably be getting forced into a title picture and everyone's going to be pissed off. That's the difference. WWE excuse me. Oh man, WWE, kind of loves to throw that nostalgia factor towards you constantly, and they rely on that, and that's the difference.
I can agree with that. Like I said,
There you go, Blastoise Bike Angel. There you go. That's my guy.
so I like I said, I get super excited whenever I hear Sting's music, especially at the that part where he no sold Aleister Black's entrance. That got me hyped. I was just like I said, I was like a kid in a candy store, man. Heard the music and I was like, oh my god, like here we go, and um, you know, and then I was sitting there thinking about it. And I was like, kind of hypocritical of us wrestling fans. We get so excited when Sting comes still because I know I'm not the only one.
But like I said, I just don't think it's hypocritical because
Yeah.
we're not expecting Sting to go for the AEW World Championship. You know what I'm saying? Like we just want to see Sting. Like if Goldberg came and kind of did what Sting did in WWE, I probably wouldn't mind it. But the thing is, when I hear Goldberg, I was like, "Oh, here we go. He's gonna come be like, I'm next for the championship." And I don't want to see that shit. He has no business to be in the championship talk conversation. He doesn't.
I agree.
That's like saying,
Uh,
all right, that's like saying tomorrow Undertaker shows up, right?
yeah.
And he's like, oh, you know what, Roman Reigns, I'm the one who's going to take it off of you. And while people might be excited because it's Undertaker, at the same time, it's like, Undertaker has no business coming at his old age and the type of matches that he's been putting out the past couple of days to challenging for the championship. It just doesn't make sense, and nor do fans want it.
I agree. I like it.
You know,
Uh, so um, the other surprise that we got was Miro. Miro comes out for the save. So are we about to get a Miro face run?
seems like it.
I'm here for it.
I'm here for
I
it too. I'm actually here for it too, and I know that's your
Yeah,
boy.
yeah.
So
I don't know, man. I must have been in a really good mood today because, like I said, when Miro's music hit, oh, I was like, snap! Or is Miro about to come out and help Sting, or are we gonna about to get a babyface run from Miro? So, um, again, man, I don't hate it. They they showed Cole Carter, who is the former Tony two times Donovan from NXT 2.0
that's
backstage.
where it is. Okay, like
Yep.
I knew I seen him, but I just couldn't pinpoint who he was without googling him.
They just killed him off.
Okay,
Yeah, they did this thing where they killed him off. So, uh, but did you notice that one side of Miro's
Miro's
glasses were
glasses was
darker?
darker. I did. I did. Go look at those. I was, oh man, dude, I was thinking about that too. Like, I don't know what that was about, but there
Huh.
was definitely two shades on his lenses. One side was light, one side was dark.
Well, let me ask you this, because I didn't pay attention, but this brings up something, and that I don't think you and I have actually talked about this on the show, but there is a there is a fourth wall that AEW wrestlers kind of break, and there's a heel tunnel and there's a babyface tunnel,
Right.
right? We haven't talked about this on the show, which is
We
crazy to
haven't.
me.
Yeah, we haven't.
We've been doing this show for a couple months now, and we have not
Yeah.
once brought up the heel and babyface tunnel. I didn't pay attention, but did Miro come out of the babyface tunnel tonight?
Which one? Which one's which again? So the right is the baby face, or is it the left?
I If you're
Chat,
looking
help,
at this,
chat, help me out. Help me out.
he came out of the heel. Okay, so Scott knows.
So which one's which though? Is it the left or the right?
I can't remember. Let's
Because
get a
because I know Sting and Darby come out for obviously television view come out of the right side, and Miro did in fact come out of the left side. So I mean, you could be right. You could be right.
yeah.
On screen it's left. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Right is babyface, left is heel side. So yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did come out of that side.
Yeah. Which is weird.
It is weird.
So I mean, if we're getting a babyface run,
He's coming out
um,
of the heel side.
yeah. Now
Yeah.
I know wrestlers have like joked about it or made jokes about it. So uh, I don't know. I guess we'll see where it goes. So
So you
uh,
think are you think we're gonna get a program between Sting and Malachi, like a singles match?
I mean, maybe a singles match to maybe get to maybe kind of. I mean, we're
They've,
gonna get some form of Darby and Sting versus the House of Black.
of
So
course, but they've definitely had a few like faces to faces, and the crowd's all over it. So it's like at some point, when do we get like a Sting singles match as opposed to him teaming up with Darby? I mean, I'm not saying I'm all for it because I mean
yeah,
I feel
I
like
think
Sting definitely like depends on the tag team aspect to make him look good because he can wrestle in matches, he can put on these bigger spots. But then you put him in a singles match, then I mean that's where you kind of okay, he's older, we could see what happens. But they've definitely had we had a couple face offs already, you know what I mean? So it's like it might happen. Does Sting turn heel now? He got misted. Maybe that's the whole thing, right?
well,
Julia
I
Hart
mean,
got misted, then it like infected
but Pat,
herself.
but Pac, but Pac got misted.
He did get misted.
But
Yes, he did.
but you could play the angle that Pac's a bastard anyways. So the mist wasn't going to do anything to him.
Now we're
So
talking fucking. Oh my god.
well,
Immune to the heel turn mist.
I guess I
That's
can
what I'm
see it.
calling it now. The heel turn mist.
I don't hate it, man. I like it. I think that uh, and I know we've talked about this before, but I absolutely love that they let Aleister Black, Malachi Black, play up the eye. You know, the same
Right.
eye that got fucked up in WWE before he left.
Right.
And then he comes in and it's still,
Deep dive into
you
AEW
know,
Cinematic Universe.
that's right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we could we could deep dive into that. Or Mark, we should have a since you know since you're already under, I'll steal a Panda line here. Since you're already under the umbrella of CR Media, we should do a we should do an MCU stream
Let's do it.
where we break down this MCU from the very beginning to the thing. So B
I'm
Smith,
down.
Future Firefighter 8. I can see Miro join the House of Black.
But would you be for it? Does it make sense? This whole Redeemer thing. I mean, it's actually been pretty good for him. So why ruin it? Everyone's all over it. You see the pop he gets.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Why ruin it?
I agree.
That's the question. But he did come out of the heel tunnel.
You did.
He came out of the
Very
heel tunnel doing face things.
Yeah. So maybe that's the turn. I would like to do that. I'd like to go back and watch somebody who was a heel or baby face who came out of the the heel or babyface tunnel and did the opposite. Did babyface or heel stuff when they got to the ring. I wonder. Hmm.
I'm gonna have to pay attention more, especially during heel and face turns. I'm gonna look like, okay, what tunnel are they coming through and where are they leaving through? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Um. So. Uh. So we were talking about Cole Carter's death on NXT, and Carter said he'd win the FTW championship tonight, as we saw. Um,
I was kind of
they
hoping
actually
he
they
did.
actually they actually defended the FTW championship. We're going to get to that though. I just
Yeah,
wanted to, we're breaking down the show. I wanted to bring that up, but we
gotcha.
will get to that. I want to ask. They did a video package to hype up Jonathan Gresham and Claudio, which is going to be fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah,
Now, I've got my answer for this question, but I wanted to ask you, and we'll get some comments involved here. Have they done enough to promote ROH?
I think they're amping it up a little more just because of what is it,
Well,
Death
yeah, it's
by
Saturday.
Dishonor. It's Saturday. Unfortunately, I won't be able to watch it because work.
Yeah.
But I think they're hyping it a lot more. But I don't think so. I mean, Yuta has a pure championship, and they just mentioned he's a pure champion, and that's it. There's not really much that I feel like that they're just giving us anything towards Ring of Honor besides promoting for their pay per view. That's just my opinion, though.
I agree, but I want to, I told myself, okay, I want to look at this from a positive perspective. So so this is how I thought about it. I thought, okay, the people who the people who are interested. Actually, let's back up. Let's back up because I'm going to be honest with you guys. I didn't write a script for this, although I probably should have. So there has been a lot of talk on Wrestle Talk with some regulars, some Wrestle Talk creators, some of the originals, the regulars that have talked about the casual fan doesn't know what ROH is, and that they don't want ROH if it's not what ROH originally was. Was one of the real popular videos that I saw of a Wrestle Talk creator talking about ROH. So I guess it's just one of those things where you can't have your cake and eat it too, kind of thing, because ROH was all those things, right? Um, ROH was the pure wrestling, the handshakes before the match, the handshakes after the match, all the traditions that made ROH what it is, and ROH never did any promoting. You know, if you weren't smartened up to the business, so to speak. I mean, if you weren't a smart wrestling fan, you didn't know what ROH was, because other than seeing pay per view commercials, it was never, you know, you never saw promotions of it, you know, unless, like I said, you were a smart wrestling fan.
I mean, I could agree in a sense. Real quick,
I mean, go back 20 years ago, where ROH was in its prime with Punk, Daniel, Samoa Joe, Claudio, all those guys. You
right?
go back, and like I said, if you watched Raw and SmackDown every week, you might have known what TNA was, but for the most part, no. So I don't know. I guess I'm kind of playing devil's advocate here. Like, yeah, okay, they haven't done a whole lot of promoting for ROH, but do they need to? I know that's a stupid question, because yes, they do need to promote it, but
One of my viewers says it would be hard to promote it without a TV deal. So that's why they only go to, when there's a pay per view, then they start apping it up more on AEW television, but without an actual
absolutely,
TV deal or some type of streaming service or something where we could see Ring of Honor in some capacity, then yeah, I could agree with him to a point.
yeah. So our good friend Anthony said at the time ROH was ticket sales and didn't have TV deal. They promoted, but it was all local. And when ROH was on TV, it was only available in certain areas. It wasn't available, like I said, you weren't going to see an ROH commercial watching watching Whose Line Is It Anyways on TV, unless it was unless
Great
you were in the
show.
local area with it. It
Great
was a
show.
great show. That's why I used it as an example.
Fuck yeah, dude.
You know,
Nice job.
I mean,
Proud of you.
you're not going to be sitting down on the couch watching Breaking Bad on A&E, and then all of a sudden an ROH commercial come on.
Terrible
It
show.
just didn't happen. The
Overrated as fuck.
fuck?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Ugh. I about shut this shit down right
hashtag
here.
hashtag cheap heat.
Yeah, I about shut this bitch down.
Nice shirt there, Kingpin. Hey, thanks, buddy. I wore it just for you in honor of the Shark Week promotion on Fighter Fest Night 3.
There you go. Um, so uh, that is hilarious,
You
man.
like that cheap heat, huh?
Man, I about lost it. I was like, oh my gosh. Apparently, there is word that Honor Club is being revamped and expected to relaunch in September. And one of the mentions was that new content will appear 60 days after live showing. Okay,
What?
that's weird. Why
Yeah.
60 days?
Yeah, right? Like, that's such a long period of. It's weird.
Hmm. I think the reason, or like, I think one of the biggest things, and I don't want to go down too big of a rabbit hole here, but one of the things that was brought up, CM Punk brought it up in the podcast he did with Cole Cabana when he was very first released from WWE. His speaking out thing,
Uh-huh.
and he had mentioned that when the network was first introduced, there was a lot of skeptic of how wrestlers were going to get paid off of pay per view buy rates, all that stuff. Discover all over TV tonight, and HBO is adding Discovery Plus to its streaming. Interesting. Yeah, it did. Discovery was all over the TV tonight. Yeah, AEW and
Yeah,
ROH
right
have been
here.
rumored to go.
It's also they totally signed me for an exclusive, promotional deal for a stream.
Well, don't sell yourself short now. Don't say you've been signed unless you actually have been signed. You tell those sons of bitches to slide into your DMs and sign you. Don't give them the satisfaction of Don't do that. Don't sell yourself short. That's not good salesmanship.
Yes,
I would
sir.
never say I work for a company unless I got a fucking paycheck from them. So never. So Discovery hit my boy Pro Wrestling Kingpin up about a sponsorship with Shark
All I
Tank.
want to do is shark dive. I'll take that.
Okay, that's right. He's been poached, Chase. Well, I guess you're his replacement, Scott. um, all right. So Blackpool Combat Club, John Moxley and Yuta versus the Best Friends, Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor. I thought this match was good.
I thought it was great.
Yeah. I loved the surprise at the end with the seatbelt pin. How Yuta won the match. It was hard hitting. It was what we expect from the Blackpool Combat Club. I loved it, man.
There is one thing that I hated from this match, and it's not that I disliked it. I fucking hated it, and it was a solid match. Don't get me wrong. I loved it. It was great. Towards the end, I think it was Yuta. Yuta got hit with not one, but two pile drivers, and he kicked out. And we've had this discussion before.
Yeah.
It drives me fucking nuts because, yeah, I get it. It's not a finish. It's not a finisher unless it's the Undertaker. You know what I mean? But man, dude, you get hit with two pile drivers. I'm not expecting you to kick out, and the fact that he just kicked out, like, it just drove me nuts. Like, why do it at all? Because the pile driver, in my eyes, growing up as a wrestling fan, an Undertaker fan, a Kane fan, that ended matches. And for it to be used as a regular punch in this day and age, it drives me nuts, and I hated it. I hated that spot. It drove me nuts.
I can agree to that. Hey, I'm not as picky about it as I used to be. I used to be very picky about it, especially when Petey Williams started doing the Canadian Destroyer. I was like, okay, you've not only taken one of the worst moves, like what I mean is like the worst move to take,
Uh-huh.
like out of all the wrestling moves. I mean, rock bottom, Stone Cold Stunner, you know, choke slam, all the finishers you could think of. The pile driver was like that's it. Like you're not getting up, and you've now taken one of the worst moves, and you've now put a spin on it. Like literally, it's a flipping pile driver, the Canadian Destroyer. Like
Mm-hmm.
nobody, like you're dead after that.
One of my
Like,
favorite moves of all time, too.
yeah, if Petey Williams takes your body and flips and spikes you on your skull, bro,
You're
you're
done.
done.
You're
Don't get
done.
up. You're not getting up for a 3 count. You're not getting up for a 10 count. Like you're out. And like I said, I've become callous to it or immune to it now. So I mean, it's not like a big deal to me. But like back then, like I was the same way, man. Like
It, it,
I watched a pile driver almost kill Stone Cold Steve Austin. And like the Undertaker who buries people was tombstone pile driving people. Like, bro, like you're not getting up. Don't don't pretend like you are.
I mean, you say you're used to it. Like now, I will never get used to it.
Yeah.
Um, I don't care. Like, that's not just like the only move. Like, as much as I love the Young Bucks, and the Young Bucks get a lot of hate, especially within my friends group, a lot of people hate the Young Bucks, and they're just on crack, in my opinion. But whatever.
Yeah.
Um, the fact
Super
that they
kick.
do this, I'm sorry,
The super kick.
the super kick. Like
Every
it,
but and like
and
and
it's not
that's a
just them. It's not just
yeah,
them, but they
everybody.
use it a lot, and it's
Yeah.
like even like Dolph Ziggler in WWE, he uses it, and it's not a finisher. You know, a bunch of people, if you use it here, the
Now
Lucha Bros use it. It's not a finisher. It drives me nuts.
let's back up. Dolph Dolph does use it for a finisher.
Eh,
He does. He actually does the super kick as his finisher more than he does the zigzag.
really? Ah,
Yep.
someone fact check. Raz, get on the Google.
Yep. Get on the Google. Fire up the Google machine, Scott. See what it says about how many matches Dolph has won. It's
Google
cool to
it.
hate on the Buck. It's
But the thing
because
is,
it's cool to hate on the Buck. Yeah, it's cool right now. Like,
without veering
and
off, if you don't hate the Bucks, then they're not doing
are
their
they doing
job
their
as
job?
heels. If you don't handle, that's why I tell everyone. They're like, "Oh, I hate the Young Bucks." I'm like, "That's good. That means they're doing their job."
Yeah,
You know, you're
but
supposed to
but
hate
are
them.
but are they supposed to be?
I'm sorry.
Like right now, yeah. But I mean, like, I feel like the hate for the Bucks has become like amplified since AEW started.
Because a lot of their spots are jokes and just like with the whole one of my buddies, he hates the fact that they hold the whole thing with Adam Cole and they kiss the cheek in the middle of the
Yeah.
match. Like little shit like that like drives him nuts.
What's
Hey,
up,
internet
Jess?
wisdom, Dynamite. Yo,
Missed the Dynamite. Man, that sucks. That's a shame. Yeah, no, I know a lot of people that didn't like it too. I love that stuff, but I mean,
but that's just my thing.
whatever.
Going back to the match, this fucking idiot. Sorry, I saw my boy. Um, so going back to the match, like I said, it was a great match, and that's just the only thing that killed it for me. It's just seeing such an iconic move growing up being used as just a regular punch or kick. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And that just it didn't ruin the match for me, but it did just like, all right, man, like this was a great match, and you bring this into it, and it just strikes a nerve in me where it's just like, okay, why is the power driver being used as just a regular move? You know,
yeah. No, I like I said, I completely understand. I used to get um, I used to get the same way, and because like especially like when you start watching NXT Black and Gold, PWG, all those promotions, where the Bucks came from, or Cole came from, or you know, and it's a I hate using the word spot fest, because okay, so I'll give you my weekly draw for Heat, and it is what it is. I'll clip it and put it on social media so I can get roasted. But like, you sound like a grumpy old man. Like when people are like, "Oh, it's a giant spot fest. They're not telling a story." Yeah, they are. You just don't like the story. Like that's just all there is to it.
facts.
Like, bro, do you know how many spot fest matches? Like NXT Black and Gold was the majority spot fest matches. And you know how many of those matches had me on the edge of my seat, like just hyped, like ready to fucking like ready to like just like dude, I'm on the edge of my seat because it's hot spot, spot fest, war games, yeah. Like, I mean, uh, for me, I'm not picky. I love, if I'm watching a 4 hour pay per view, it's all spot fest matches. Like, I get it, I do, I understand, but bro, like, you just sound like a grumpy old man when you're sitting there going, "Oh, they're not telling a story. That's not." Just have a different AEW next PW. Thank you, ROH. Uh yeah, I think you meant AEW NXT PWG. I think so. I think so. But that's my heat for the week. Like, just shut the fuck up and enjoy professional wrestling. Like, that's it.
Agreed.
Just shut up.
They are all ROH roster guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, After the match, they showed Daniel Garcia. Um, I saw this on TikTok. I saw a creator complaining about, like, hey, like Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia sounds great on paper. However, I don't want to get sports entertainer Daniel Garcia. So I guess I would ask these these personas that these guys have built in AEW. Um, is it cool for them to show up on ROH with these personas?
Why not?
I mean, are you gonna like not you, but anybody who is a uh, you won't get sports entertainer Garcia. I don't think you will either, but he's kind of been sports entertainment Garcia, building up into the match. So um,
I mean, I think he's gonna show up as sports entertainer Garcia, whether you like it or not. But I don't think it's gonna change the fact that him and Yuta are gonna tear the house down.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Like I said, I saw
It's,
these.
it's probably gonna steal the show, in my opinion. Honestly, I think it might be match of the night.
I made little notes of these weird. Um, I've made notes of these little weird things throughout the week, and um, kind of like what I saw on TikTok. Saw guys on TikTok saying this or saying that. I was like, let's let's have a joke with this on the Dynamite post show this week. So, um, he may show up that way, but the match will be pure wrestling Garcia. I think so.
I agree. Like I don't think the persona has anything to do with what they're gonna do in the ring. I think you might have a spot or two of some nonsense by him, but at the end of the day, I think that match is gonna steal the show. I think that's gonna be the match of the night. That and FTR versus the Briscoes too will be the top two matches.
I mean, like we're gonna break down the card after we're done with the show, like we always do. And dude, I'm telling you, man, like uh, this card isn't bad. I mean, like
No,
there's not anything. Um, so I wasn't gonna, I had this in my lineup, but I was gonna skip over it. But I guess since you're a super big Shark Week fan, um,
the back's
Chompy,
pretty dope. I'll show you guys later. I'll get up and I'll show you the back's pretty dope.
um, Chompy, the Shark Week mascot, showed up at the commentary desk, where Excalibur announced the fight for the fallen partner this year would be one that focuses on ocean health and marine life. So just wanted to throw that out there for my Shark Week fan right here. So
I mean, once you guys are done, go ahead and take a look at my TikTok page. And on the very top, it says what you're supporting, and you can go see what kind of ocean stuff I'm there supporting. So, you know,
um, I'm still kind of I'm still a little hungover on this Swerve in Our Glory Tag Team Championship match.
I'm still shocked that it
Yeah,
happened. Like I'm
that's what I
super
mean.
shocked.
Yeah,
I was
I'm,
super. I was swerved. See what I did there? Anybody? No, no laugh. There we go. All right, all right. There we
I
go.
like it. I
There we
like
go.
it. Um, yeah, dude. They came out. They cut a great promo. Both of those guys. You know, I'm not a huge fan of random pairings.
Hate
We've
it.
talked about that. Yeah,
Hate it.
Cesaro and Sheamus in the other company is the number one thing I think of when I think of random pairings. But I really like this one. I don't want it to draw out. Um, I would be, I know you're not a huge fan of playing hot potato with the title,
Hate
but
it.
I would be okay. I would be okay with a 3 to 4 week title run for these guys, maybe a month. Um,
So remember, like the term hot potato with the championships. Sorry to cut you off. I only hate it when it's week to week. So when you
gotcha,
have the
gotcha,
T when you
gotcha.
have the TNT championship changing hands every week, like how it did those past couple weeks with Sammy and I forget who he was, Scorpio, Cody Rhodes, that shit drove me nuts. But I mean, losing the title a month, maybe 2 months, that's not bad. That's fine. I mean, you got 4 or 5 solid weeks of being champion. I mean, that's okay for me. I mean, not everything needs to be an epic long run. You know what I'm saying? So, but week to week of losing a championship, that's where I got a problem.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. So, I've made mental note of that now. So everybody watching, just so we're clear, Mark does not want to see the title change hands every week. He doesn't like that. He's okay with a couple months or 1,700 days or however many Roman Reigns has been holding it. But yeah. Uh, I figured I'd find a way to throw that dig in there about Roman. Um, so this ended, or this was kind of real short. Mark Sterling and Tony Nese erupted. Tony Nese cut his hair, which is weird to me. The whole time I've watched Tony Nese, he's had long hair. So when he came out with short hair, I was like, it just kind of threw me off. Um, Sterling offered the petition to Kevin Gates.
A lot of stars there tonight, huh?
Yeah, it's weird. Every single time, like I just can't. I've been on TikTok so much that every single time I see Kevin Gates, all I hear is "Bitch, I'm a big guy." So, Nice. So it's funny. Tony Nese um, got punched by Kevin Gates. Uh,
Yeah, look like he kind of hit him.
well, I mean, yeah, it kind of looked like Tony Nese, but it's always so funny too, man, because like, you always hear people on the outside, especially like people that don't like wrestling, is like, oh, I bet those roided up dudes would fold up if you ever tried to fight them. Like most wrestling guys will tell you, like, especially when they got to take a punch from a celebrity, they'll tell the celebrity, they'll be like, yo, like lay into me, like really fucking hit me. Which is like, and you saw Nice do it. Like Kevin followed through, and Nice went into it to take the punch full fledged. So
Bef- Before we go any further, can we acknowledge the fact that Tony Nese is yet again being wasted
yeah, absolutely, we can acknowledge
because
that.
the guy's fucking legit.
He is. He is, man. I was super super um and it was him and Leo Rush. And I'm a huge Leo Rush fan. But Leo Rush's time in AEW kind of left a bad taste in my mouth.
I mean, he's a
Uh,
problem everywhere he goes.
I've I tried not to, of course I'm never gonna like put that on him or put, because I mean I don't know, but yeah, it's I've read stories about it, so it's kind of like, but I love it. Like I said, I'm huge Leo Rush fan, huge Tony Nese fan. Um, I watched NXT UK, and I watched 205 live, and those were two of my favorite guys there.
For
So,
sure.
um, but yeah, Kevin Gates laying a Tony Nese out, and interesting. It was definitely a punch that a wrestler would have to take. Um, Mark Sterling definitely could not have taken that punch.
Oh
So,
yeah,
not
that's why
taking
he gets
anything
the
away.
take. That's why he gets
Yeah,
the,
not
the take in the face.
yeah, not taking anything away from Mark Sterling. I'm sure Mark Sterling could could throw some hay in his day, but no, yeah, that had to have been a punch that Tony Nese took.
Yeah, for sure.
So, um, there was a segment with John Silver and Alex Reynolds, your favorite group, uh, which is weird because I, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if I heard them acknowledged as the Dark Order.
I mean, they had Dark Order shirts.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay. I uh, I saw they were handing out Butch shirts, but I thought Silver wasn't wearing a shirt, so that's why.
Was that a the Butch? So yeah, I know Butcher and the Blade, but was that kind of like a dig? Did anybody get that vibe, or is that just me? Was that just me playing, going a little more too much into it?
I I know they I know John Silver made Hungy made a big deal about the Budge thing or the Budge or um, I don't know. I don't have a clue. But if it was a Budge thing or a Budge or whatever the name was that they were going to stick on Adam Cole, then I would be like, oh yeah, probably a dig. But the Butch, I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'll tell you what though, I've been slacking on watching BTE. BTE is usually fucking great content.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, in fact, that's where Johnny Hungy came from.
I actually just
Um,
started watching it recently, like a lot
yeah,
more. My buddy from work, he really got me into it.
yeah, yeah. It's awesome, dude. So, but I mean, that's where that came from. But I mean, I maybe that's an inside joke. I'm not sure. I was waiting on Scott or Tony to come in here and be like, oh yeah, it's from this or this or this, and I can be like, okay, see, our fact checkers are are MIA right now. I've just automatically given them that job. Like, hey, you're our fact checkers. Um,
They're all under the CR Media umbrella.
that's right. That's
Mhm.
right. We're gonna oh, we're gonna build up the CR Media umbrella, and then we're gonna get into a massive fight with a Love Panda Incorporated. We're gonna do it like Anchorman style. Be like, Evan, you
Call it
stabbed a guy. Um, the the Christian Cage and Luchasaurus match against the Varsity Blondes. I was gonna let you eat your cake, my friend.
First of all, what the fuck are fact checkers? Google it.
Google it.
No, literally, that's what they do. They Google it.
Yeah,
Um, First of all, before we dive into that, I just want to say the Varsity Blondes theme music fucking rocks. It's
it
number one.
does. It does.
Another wasted team. It's my boys. Um, I like another squash. I mean, you know what I mean. And I just I feel like you don't need to squash people to make yourself look good, and you could still put other people over. Especially with it seems like all these tag teams are starting to defect and starting to get more important. Like if we go back to the Butcher and the Blade thing, you see these two teams already starting to beef a little bit, having some type of maybe potential program with each other. Excuse me, potential program with each other that doesn't involve a championship, but just a little mini feud. You know what I'm saying? So seeing the Varsity Blondes get destroyed, and then we got Jungle Boy reemerging, and the whole Luchasaurus heel turn just non-existent anymore. It's like,
So
then
yeah,
why? Like why?
okay,
Why are we jobbing out then? It's like you know what I mean? It's just
yeah. So
it just doesn't make sense. And
I
honestly, everyone was all for the Luchasaurus heel turn. Everyone like I didn't see like not one negative comment about it on TikTok, on anything, on any type of social media, dirt sheets, whatever. No one was like, "Oh, this is stupid." No one, everyone loved it. And then you just why?
So I usually we talk about other events after we're done going through Dynamite. You know, we'll talk about Rampage, or we'll talk about the upcoming pay per view, or whatever. And I probably should have put this in that part, but I want to bring up. I just real quick. I don't want to talk too much about the Varsity Blondes because there's not much to talk about. They got squashed. You know, it is
Hey,
what it is.
hey, relax.
Um,
Their
oh,
music rocks.
they're a fantastic tag team. I love them. But I did want to promote really quick. Jim Crockett Promotions is going to be running a show called Ric Flair's Last Match. That's the name of the event. It's not just like a. It's not just like a whole. This isn't one match. This is going to be a whole ass event. So I did want to give a shout out real quick to Brian Pillman Jr., who will be tag teaming in a legacy match with um, with Brock Anderson, which you can find Brock Anderson on August 27th in Kansas City, Missouri at CSW Horseman Country, hosted by the I-70 Haas Tag, which is under the umbrella of CR Media. I just want to get that cheap pop out of the way. That's cheap. That's cheap pop. See, when I do shit like that. Anyways, he is going to be tag teaming with Brock Anderson and facing off against the Ricky fucking Morton
Ooh.
and Ricky Morton's son.
Oh,
Ricky Morton is still fucking wrestling, which is phenomenal.
then the question
Anyways,
is, why the fuck is Arn not getting up in there with his boy?
probably probably not the best idea. Arn don't stick. Arn don't fight with fists anymore. You heard how Arn handles business. The Glock.
Yeah,
Um, I won't hang on that too much because I don't want to get canceled off of Twitch.
right.
Anyways, um, I think I think oh, son of a bitch, somebody left. I was at 3 viewers and now I'm back at 2. Go follow the Twitch. I'm about to cut the 1 viewer on Facebook. I don't know
Is
who
that,
that
is that
is.
Anthony?
Is it Anthony?
I think
Damn,
Anthony's on Facebook right now, dude.
oh, Anthony, what are you doing, dude? Go over to the Twitch. Anyways, as soon as I said that, my viewership went back up to 3. I love it. Anyways, no,
Oh, it
it's
is
me.
Scott. It's Scotty. It's
Okay,
Scotty.
okay.
What are
I
you
think
doing with your
Scott.
life there, Scotty?
I think Scotty's on both though, so I'm not gonna bitch.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, uh, so massive swerve. Yes. Um,
I
I
don't
th-
get it though. I don't get it.
I I think it'll pay off. Um, however, because okay, so let's. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think they're going to play up I think they're going to play up the whole, Luchasaurus moving out of the way. Luchasaurus is still, him and Jungle Boy still have a connection. Um, and then we're gonna get swerved again, and Luchasaurus is going to cost Jungle Boy his match against Christian. Because while we are invested in this huge feud that's going on between Christian Cage and Jungle Boy, I think the bigger picture that we're seeing is that the feud is actually going to be Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, because that's the long term feud.
Okay. I
Christian's
could
not here for the long term. That's what I
I can
think's
get behind
happening.
that.
Because I did the same thing, man. When I saw him move out of the way, I was like, this is weird. And I was like, but we don't have any. There's no major shows. Like, there's no major pay per views coming. I mean, we're about a month. I think we're a month and a half away from. Is there a pay per view in August or is it in September?
September
So yeah. So on one of these specials,
in
I'm
Chicago.
sure
You'll
we'll
find
get.
me there, guys.
Yeah, exactly. So September. So I'm sure we've got a big show coming for a Dynamite special, and I'm sure we'll get Christian and Jungle Boy there finally. and then that's when I think we'll get swerved again, and Luchasaurus will make the turn on Jungle Boy, because that was the only thing that confused me about the whole thing, was how there was no, dare I say, story. There was no story with Luchasaurus's turn. It was just, he came out, Christian said one thing to him, he backed off, and then the next week he's the Dragon Zord. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I saw a
There you
video
go,
on
buddy. There you
I
go,
saw
buddy.
a vid, I saw a video on TikTok that was that. It
Send
was
that shit to me. I gotta see that shit.
I'll
Find it
I'll
and send
find
it.
it.
Find it and
I'll
send it.
find it, dude. Yeah, there's a TikTok where Christian is talking on the mic, but somebody dubbed the whistle over it.
Oh,
The
the dun, 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 dun,
the
dun.
trumpet,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
and then out comes Luchasaurus, and it's got the Dragon Zord noises.
Dude, that's
So
fucking amazing. Whoever did
yeah,
that, you're fucking genius.
yes. But anyways, so I just kind of felt like it was anticlimactic, but they're building up this huge story with Christian. And then, so like I said, after I saw that, I was like, what are they doing here? And then I was like, I could see, because like I said, Christian and Jungle Boy is not the long term story. You know, we want Christian is helping get Jungle Boy over, but if he beats if he beats Christian, and then we get another swerve where Luchasaurus turns on him again, now we're looking at a long term story between Luchas, and there's depth to the story, because Luchasaurus never actually turned on Jungle Boy, so it was kind of like a no brainer to me when Luchasaurus moved out of the way, because it was like, well, yeah, he's been his friend and his tag team partner for the past few years, like, of course he's gonna make that decision for Jungle Boy. So give me some depth. Have Luchasaurus turn on Jungle Boy, so then that way there's a reason for them to hate each other. And now we get a long term story with Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, and Christian can dip out, or you know go into hiatus, or whatever he needs to do. So,
Right.
um, yeah, like I said, man, it was a swerve. It didn't make much sense at first. I hope that's how it plays out. If not, I agree with you. If they don't do anything like that with it, then it's like, why did
Yeah.
you just why did you just string us along for a few weeks?
No, I
Have a
agree. Honestly, the way you played it out, it makes sense and it's great, and I would definitely like it. But if they
but I
don't, it's
but I
gonna
don't
be
work
one
for
of the
AEW.
dumbest moves that AEW has done. If
Yeah.
they honestly, if they don't go that route, then it's one of the dumbest moves that AEW has done. It's like, okay, you have all these people behind Luchasaurus's heel turn, everyone loved it, it was great, and then you just backtrack at. It's like, why?
They showed the Gun Club backstage, and before we kind of talk about this real quick, I did want to mention, obviously, if you don't follow CR Media on social media, you're an idiot, and I hope your toe gets ran over by a taxi. Um, if there's no taxis where you live, I hope your mom runs over your toe.
All right.
Anyways, so
Can't
with
wait
that
to
being
get
said,
canceled off my TikTok live.
well, no, 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 TikTok, yeah. It. I don't think TikTok's that harsh. I didn't say anything too bad, but knowing my luck, it would be. They would
One
send
of
you a
my
notice.
real quick, one of my videos, okay, I collect wrestling cards, okay, and in one of my videos, I got a Happy Corbin, and I was like, "Fuck Happy Corbin, he could go and die," and my video got taken down. So trust me, TikTok is that stupid harsh.
Uh, that's wild,
And I literally ended it. He can go and die, and I put, "Yeah, just kidding," but he sucks, and I got taken down.
but he
So
sucks.
yeah,
Um, so if you are following CR Media on social media, you would know that I clipped the part last week where we talked about um, AEW missed a perfect opportunity to make a Scissor Me Daddy Ass T-shirt, um, which um,
you're
there we
totally
go.
not me. No,
I know.
that was terrible.
I know. Anyways, so And Anthony was, I made the comment when I posted the video. I was like, AEW missed out on an opportunity here. Our boy Anthony continued to tag AEW, the Gun Club, and the Acclaim, and told them that we need a Scissoring Daddy Ass T-shirt. Um, and it's not too. I think the ship has sailed. I don't think AEW is going to do it, but
Well,
it
it's
is,
funny
like I
you
said,
should
it's.
mention that because I might have a shirt. Right? I'm just kidding. I didn't make a shirt.
I don't know. I was like, damn. I was like, Mark has been busy this past week, and then I saw you do this, and I was like, son of a bitch, man, got me.
Yeah.
Those rascally rascals.
Your eyes lit up, dude.
I was like, did he really get a Scissor Me Daddy Ass T-shirt? He was invested for Reebok. Was invested for Reebok.
Oh,
All right. So, uh, I made it a note here on the next match. The next match is our FTW Championship. Ricky Starks versus Cole Carter. The crowd did not like Carter.
I like them, but they
Yeah, no, I
didn't.
like him too.
But they didn't at all.
Yeah,
They
the
were
crowd
silent.
the crowd was not invested in him.
They didn't
I,
even. I don't even think they booed him. I think that they were just like quiet when he entered.
well, and we've kind of got a little bit of an issue with uh, Starks is Starks is getting over.
I feel like Starks
So
has been over. Starks is
he
fucking
he has he has that was a terrible choice of words. You're right. Starks
yeah.
has been over.
Oh yeah.
Majorly.
It's time for Starks to maybe get in that TNT title picture as opposed to this bullshit FTW Open Challenge crap.
So funny you mentioned that. So
Oh,
here's what I had. I told you we would kind of touch on this match later when you first brought it up. Obviously it was a decent showing for Chris Carter or Cole Carter, sorry, but Ricky Starks came away with the win as we knew he would. After the match, he made a comment about still being able to go another match. He left another open challenge. Danhausen answered it. Um, and I am on day 400 and something, or I'm just kidding, it's not 400, but maybe 200 and something of waiting for AEW to stop making a mockery of Danhausen and let Danhausen go in the ring, and let him fucking kick ass in the ring. That's what I'm waiting on. However, uh, Danhausen shows up and he answers the challenge, and uh, Starks was, as soon as Danhausen came out, Starks was like, "Yeah, it's not happening this week." And he was like, "But it'll happen next week." You know what I think?
Danhausen wins.
No,
Oh, okay,
I think this is the end of Danhausen and Hook.
good.
One of two things is going to happen. Either one, Hook is going to demolish Danhausen, and Starks will retain the FTW title, and Hook will continue going with Team Taz,
He hasn't
or
been with Team Taz.
or Danhausen will lose, and he'll lose, and Hobbs and Starks will start kicking his ass, and then Hook will come out and knock the shit out of Hobbs and Ricky Starks and side with Danhausen, and then we'll get Hook versus Starks for the FTW title.
And Hook should win because this is Daddy's belt.
And the belt doesn't mean anything, but
It really doesn't.
it doesn't.
It really
It's
doesn't. It's kind of pointless.
it's it's a novelty. It's a fucking novelty item. That's what it is. Like I roll my eyes every single time they, like tonight when I saw them show the graphic and they were like, the FTW Championship defended tonight, Ricky Starks and Cole Carter. I was like, cool. No one cares.
Honestly, the title doesn't mean anything to me unless someone outside of Team Taz actually wins it, and then you have some type of program where they feud over it. Otherwise, it's just like if you're just gonna pass it around within Team Taz, I don't really give a shit. I mean, I barely give a shit about it right now, but I mean to continually just pass it within Team Taz, like who cares?
Yeah. I
That's why I was kind of hoping he kind of dropped it tonight. That's why I was, but I mean,
yeah.
whatever.
No, he like I said, one of those two things is going to happen next week. Either Hook is going to turn on Danhausen and either Hook is going to turn on Danhausen
What the
or uh, Danhausen or Hook is going to come help Danhausen, and then there's going to be an issue with Team Taz.
All right,
So
dude.
I'm blowing your fucking mind right now, aren't I?
No, you're not. You're not. What's blowing my mind is whatever the fuck's in the corner over your left shoulder moving. It's freaking me the fuck out.
My wife is making the bed. So
Oh, is that what it is, dude?
yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
Dude, I'm there like, what is going on, dude? Like, dude, get out of that house.
Yeah, no. I
Oh my
so,
god, dude.
so Chris Statlander, Athena, and Willow Nightingale. Statlander, for some weird reason, was out of the match tonight.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, uh, and and Jesus, get that kid off of there.
What is going on right now?
Um. Anyways, I don't know, man. I'm kind of confused on what are we doing with um Statlander and Athena and them.
Wasting time. I don't
I
know. I don't know why Statlander wasn't there. I mean, it was kind of weird. Maybe she's hurt or something, and they're trying to keep it quiet. I don't know what the deal was on that one, but
yeah.
ultimately, I mean, one of them's gonna take the belt off of Jade. It's either Chris or it's gonna be Athena. I just don't know how it's gonna happen right now. I mean, I don't know. The feud is kind of like, where are we going right now? It's kind of confusing. I'm still invested just because how much I love Jade and the baddies. But it's just, I don't know right now. It's just kind of weird.
I I don't know, man. This FTR promo was pretty legit.
Loved it. Got me a little
I
teary eyed.
did. A little bit, yeah.
Got
I,
me.
I
I was
think
like,
that
oh
was
damn.
I think that was the whole point was it to be a tearjerker. So
Statlander will go for Rosa. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to backtrack there. They hinted tonight that Statlander will go for Rosa. Then do it.
huh.
She needs something because for Athena to go and jump the line, you know how I feel about that.
Yeah,
Drives me nuts.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I will accept Athena taking down Jade if Statlander takes down Rosa. Then I will accept it. Otherwise, no. It needs to be
I don't
Chris.
I don't know. I think that would be weird if both of them won the title. I don't know. Kind of
Unless they're doing tag team belts, like someone in my chat said. I don't know. I posted a video earlier today talking
yeah.
about seems like they're building like a tag team division. I don't know, man. I mean,
I 1,000% agree. with Anthony from last week. We better not get women's tag team titles and trios titles. That would be just be too goddamn many titles.
Dude, they've been teasing the trios for 3 years since fucking AW started. Tony Khan was talking about that shit. When are you gonna bring it? When are you gonna bring it then?
Yeah,
I think I think honestly, I almost said WWE. Um, I think honestly, AEW kind of missed the mark with the trios belt because at one point they had so many teams and factions where it could have worked. Where it could have worked. You see the Ghost too, huh? Yeah, see, it was fucking
I
on you too, bro. Told you.
yeah.
Um, it just I don't know, man. It's just they missed the mark in my opinion with the trios belts because you had Death Triangle, you had the Inner Circle back then, you had the Pinnacle, you had House of Black that just showed on the scene. I mean, there were just so many different teams, people pairing. What do you call it? Best Friends and Orange Cassidy, where the they were constantly coming out with each other. There was just countless teams to run those trios belts. Where it's just like now, I'm like, I don't know, maybe yeah, you could still do it, but I don't know. The Dark Order. I mean, there were just countless teams. You got a lot of people injured right now. I mean, I guess Adam Cole with what are they? Red Dragon? Is that what they're called? No,
Yeah.
Red Dragon. Is that what it is? I mean, you can do that. I mean, yeah. Now, I'm not saying I'm pro women's tag team right now. I mean, yeah, like Raz just said, they just canned the women's in NXT. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Now I can. Did you say something when you did this, or were you yawning? Nah, can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Okay, my bad.
Now I can hear you.
Okay, my bad. I kept hitting the button on my thing.
Oh no,
Sorry.
that's cool. Um, they're apparently waiting for Kenny for the trios belt. Well, he's coming. Um,
We don't know when,
he's
but
coming. But I mean, I'm not saying I'm pro women's tag team belts because I mean you got to have solidified all these teams, but it really seems like they're teasing it hardcore with all these teams. I mean, fucking Thunderstorm has a shirt. They got a shirt already. I mean, for what purpose?
you're really upset about that shirt, aren't you?
No, I kind of want it. So it's very clever. It's very clever. I mean, you
It
got to
is.
give it to them.
It
It's a
is
very
very
clever
clever.
shirt,
It is very clever, but I'm not a fan.
you know. But I mean, that's fine. You know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
like I don't know. For me, if you're gonna put in the effort for the women, I just want an effort with their singles belts to make sure that both of those divisions are solidified before you go any further. But
I agree.
it could be something on the horizon because I mean, there's a few women's teams right now out there, you know. So the Renegade team that jobbed out last week, I mean that twin thing could be gold, if there was we all remember those twin tricks, in wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Who's a legal person, whatever. I mean, you never know.
Agreed.
But there's definitely been
Um,
there's definitely been an uptick on women's tag team wrestling in AEW. That's for damn sure.
so the let's see here. We've got Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Santam Singh backstage promoting this match. The match that Samoa Joe wasn't here to promote at all.
If Samoa Joe retains, I'm gonna be livid. And I love Samoa Joe, but he needs to drop that title.
Yep.
I
Agreed.
thought tonight I would at least get like a video package or something. I mean, we're 4 days away, 3 days away from the pay
Via
per
sat
view.
via satellite or something.
Like,
You
dude,
know.
like, are you seriously that hurt? Or, I mean, you're wrestling Saturday, right? They're not gonna like swerve us, right? Whereas, like, oh, he didn't show up for work again or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, you have to
See
be
it.
at least somewhat healthy to at least walk your ass, grab a microphone, or walk your ass to the kitchen and put a fucking laptop on and give me a promo.
Yeah,
I mean,
agreed.
come on, man.
I agree.
Like, I was thinking about this. It's like, what if this whole thing, like, oh, Joe didn't show up to work, Joe didn't do this, Joe didn't do that. Would AEW dare tease this match and Joe is not ready and just doesn't show up to work? Like, I don't think it'll happen because it's an ROH pay per view, but like, part of me, like, every promo that he says, Joe hasn't showed up to work, Joe's not here for work. What if this fucking guy is legitimately still hurt and doesn't show up to work on Saturday?
I, you know, I know there's a lot of criticism and a lot of hate for Tony Khan online, but I am going to tell you that I don't think he's that naive and that ignorant to do that.
Exactly. So I hope not.
However, I could see, you know, the MJF situation. I could see Joe coming in, and before Joe gets to the ring, he gets pummeled by Singh, and then Singh rolls him into the ring, and they ring the bell, and Jay Lethal pins him 1, 2, 3.
I mean, he might have to do that if Joe is seriously still that hurt, because for you to not give me some type of promo, something has to be wrong. Like, maybe there's something backstage that we're not hearing. Maybe he's not happy or some shit. Like, I don't know. But those Dynamite before the pay-per-view and we don't get a promo from the champion, that is bad.
Yeah,
That is bad.
this isn't like, this isn't like Moxley carrying Tanahashi. I mean, this is like nothing from Joe. I mean, Jiminy Christmas, I'd take Excalibur reading a letter from Joe.
Like,
On
dude, a
TV.
tweet. Give me a tweet. Be like, okay, today Samoa Joe tweeted, "Fuck you." Like, something, bro. Something.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Anything.
nuts. It's nuts. I've never seen anything like this. Not even in the other company. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Like,
Well, they've done it with Taker a few times.
but it's
They've,
Taker. It's
yeah.
Taker. That's what he
I know.
does.
That's
It's
why.
what he does.
That's why I threw that out there. I was like, well,
It's what he does.
yeah.
You know.
Jade and Kiera Hogan with Stokely Hathaway against Athena and Willow Nightingale.
You forgot Jermaine Dupri.
My bad. You're right. I did forget Jermaine Dupri.
Excuse you.
That was the only other time I've seen this. No, I mean they've like I said, they've done it with Taker a few times. Taker and Kane leading up to WrestleMania 20, Cena and Taker. Like I said, Taker's the goat of that shit. Taker is the absolute goat of hey, we're gonna throw Taker in a match, and he's never gonna cut a promo, never anything. We might flash some lights, which is a hell of a lot more
It's
than
a
what
lot
we got
more.
from Joe.
Thank you. I'm like, dude, I've at least gotten fucking smoke in the ring. It turns dark. Like, there's been nothing.
Yeah. I wonder how much this pay-per-view is going to be.
$50.
You think so?
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous. Let's find out. ROH.
I mean, I wish I could watch it regardless, but I just can't. Maybe I'll find a stream at work. I didn't say that. It's not illegal.
Let's see. Yeah, some of these matches didn't even fucking get
put on until like this week.
Yeah. Of course, they're not going to tell how much it is. What's it usually on Fight? Is it on Fight TV or is it on
Raz? You're up.
Or is it on both?
There you go. $20 on Fight TV.
What? That's it?
I'm about to get me a membership on Fight TV. Watch that shit at work.
You don't have to have a membership.
Hey, Raz, DM me your login, homie.
All right, now we're stepping into uncharted territory. Okay, I don't even know what my file limit is. Okay, cool. So $20. I mean, $20. That's kind of cool.
Oh, deal?
Uh,
Oh, hell yeah, homie. Run
we
it.
will. Uh,
Run it.
yeah, we might do a watch along on Saturday.
Man, I wish I could do it, man. I won't get home till 9 o'clock.
Fuck work.
I wish.
Yeah,
I'm taking off freaking 5 days next week for my bachelor party, so they're gonna be like, "Yeah, fuck you."
you going to Vegas, aren't you?
No, I'm going to Nashville SummerSlam.
Oh, that's right. You
Yep.
going to SummerSlam for your bachelor party?
Going to SummerSlam Nashville, buddy.
Wow.
I mean,
Hey, I'll
how
tell you
how
what.
how far's
I'll
the
tell you
drive
what.
from you to Nashville, buddy? Might as well bring your ass on
Like
over there.
9 hours, I think.
Yeah, it's like 8 hours for me too. We're
Yeah.
driving too, because we're cheap.
Ugh,
Yeah, I know.
ugh. Although, listen, I just went to Vegas last week, um, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. I don't know. I don't remember.
2 weeks.
But
He's
um,
still fucked up, guys.
yeah, I flew and fuck that. I hate flying. I
Me
hate
too.
being fat and flying. So um,
Still get a
it's
middle seat,
awful.
man.
You, dude, don't get a seat at all. I got lucky on the flight home. There was this girl who was probably 110 pounds. She had the window seat. There was nobody sitting in the middle seat, and then I had the aisle seat. Thank God, because yeah, the way there, I had the window seat, and I had this tiny little dude next to me, and they I flew Spirit Airlines,
Oh,
which
dude,
I had never.
fucking hood ass airline. Jesus Christ, dude.
So, uh, um, so yeah, they get on the microphone and they're like, hey, middle seat. We know how terrible it is to have to sit in the middle seat sometimes. So what we've done is we put a random voucher underneath the seat for $600 for you to put towards, or like points up to worth up to $600 for you to put towards another flight, and you can even schedule that flight today. And I looked at the dude sitting next to me, and he like looked at me, and he looked at the other guy sitting next to him, and he was like, he reached under his seat, and then he got nothing. I was fucking, I was fucking with him. I was like, hey, buddy. I was like, if it was my decision, you would have won. You should have won. You deserved to win. He's like, yeah, but I. He's like, yeah, but I didn't. And I was like, yeah, all right. I I hate it, dude. What my wife and I we went on a cruise uh, to the Bahamas in November of 2019. It was before the world went to shit. Um, and I we flew Delta, and so when we flew Delta from Kansas City to Miami, I was in like the three seats, and I was uncomfortable as shit then. So while we were on our cruise, I told my wife I was like, I'm upgrading us to first class on the way home. I'm not, and I told myself I would never ever fly unless it was first class again, because you get the big comfy seats.
And then Spirit
And,
happened.
and then, well, I didn't pay for that flight, so that's the
No.
only reason that happened. When my brother invited me to Vegas, he was like, I was like, dude, I'm working. Like, I don't know if I can. He's like, oh well, I'll make sure we have great internet in the hotel. You can work in the hotel, and I'll pay for your flight down here. I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. So that's what I kept telling myself while I was on Spirit Airlines. So I was like, I didn't pay for this. I didn't pay for this. And
Fucking
then we
hood ass
started,
airline.
and then we, and then we, and
I
then
hate
we
that fucking
started,
airline.
and then we started experiencing turbulence, and then I was like, bro, they cheered. There was a group of people behind me that cheered when we landed the plane. I'm not kidding. Like there was this lady like two rows behind me, and she was like,
Oh
"Oh
shit.
my god!" She was like, "Does this person know how to fly a plane?" And she was like, "This is the worst flight I've ever been on." And then she's like,
That's the
and then
type
I
of
heard,
flight you get off and you're like, land.
yeah. And that's exactly what she like. She looked at like her friends around her, and she was like, "Should we all clap when we land? If we land?" And I was like, "Oh, bitch, don't say that. Don't say that." And then, sure enough, when we landed, and they were like, "Welcome to Las Vegas." Her and all of her friends started like whooping and clapping. I was like, "Oh my god." Anyways, so yeah, that's my so you have fun on an airplane. I don't want to see one for a little bit. Or no, you have fun driving.
We're
You have fun
driving.
driving.
We're driving.
Yeah, 8 9 hours.
It's about 7.5 from Chicago.
I was going to make a joke. Um, uh, I was going to make a joke about you going to SummerSlam for your bachelor party. I was going to say, way to set yourself up to being used to being let down, just like with marriage.
Oh shit, that was
I know
terrible.
my wife's 5 feet from me.
I know what you're gonna go.
uh, anyways, joking, kidding. Uh, but definitely an odd choice coming from you. Like, hey babe, where do you want to spend your bachelor party at? "Oh, I think I want to go to Nashville and go to SummerSlam and see
I
Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the 14th time."
um I didn't plan it. I actually I was excluded from every planning aspect. I had no idea where I was going until a couple weeks ago. And the
Uh,
only reason I know, right, I still should not have known. The only reason I know is because my best friend slipped up and he asked me
yeah.
about like travel plans. He's like, "Hey, so since we're going to Nashville, who you want to drive with?" I was like, "Oh, we're going to Nashville, so that means we're going to SummerSlam." And they're like, "Oh, I can't confirm or deny that." And I was just like, "All right." And then later on in the conversation, I was like, "Hey, man, what shirt are you wearing to the wrestling show?" And he's like, "Oh, Stone Cold." And I was like, "Oh, cool. So we are going to SummerSlam." He's like, "Fuck."
You you snuck the answer out of him.
Yeah.
um, all right, so Jade Cargill and Kiera Hogan versus Athena and Willow Nightingale. Um, Somebody said earlier that they was that you that said they kind of teased Statlander going after the women's championship.
That was Raz.
Yes, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean,
Interesting.
like I said, if she goes for Rosa, then that's the only way I'll accept Athena jumping the line. And even then, I'll still have a problem with it because there's other people that could at least get a shot before Athena does. But whatever.
Yeah,
Bless you.
definitely. Um, so the what do we got next here? We have the Thunderstorm backstage. Rosa defending her title against Miyu next week. She said that she knows Miyu's the best, but Rosa will win. So Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter walked up.
Another
Baker,
women's tag team, by the way.
yep. Baker, much like the rest of us, are sick and tired of Thunder Rosa's promos. Um, and she said they'd be on Rampage. So, which we will run down the Rampage card here in a minute. Uh, this is this was interesting. So, Jericho Appreciation Society comes out. They get in the shark cage. They get hired above the ring. I'll tell you what was shocking to me. They put that fucking shark cage in the fans.
Yeah.
That was shocking to me.
I thought it was going to be above the ring.
Yes, because if I'm thinking about like, and maybe this is way off the wall, maybe this isn't, what people would, uh, maybe this isn't a big deal to people, but like the first thing I thought of is, okay, you put that shark cage in the fans, so God forbid if something happens, that cable breaks, that cage is going to land in the area. Now, obviously, they cleared the area, but I mean, still, that thing falling, like that's a huge liability with a fan. Obviously, if you're having one of your workers, like one of the wrestlers, take the liability, you hang that shark cage outside of the ring or in the middle of the ring, like they WWE used to do. um, then there's not as much of a huge liability there. Yeah, like I said, they didn't clear it. Really, that's
I mean, they had
they had
fans
fan-
surrounding it, but it wasn't directly underneath because they had to lower it for them to get on.
yeah, yeah. But that's what I was talking about. Like, so did they? You know, I mean, even then, even even then, if that cable broke and that cage came down abruptly, I mean, it falls over and it's going to hurt somebody. So Scott is saying, watches the cage lower. They had to move people out of the way. Well, I wonder if people
Walking,
were
maybe
just kind
getting
of like,
beer, food, piss, whatever.
or kind of like, I rarely sit in my seat because they put those seats so goddamn close together at those events. And most of the time I go with my friend Josh, and Josh and I are rubbing elbows. So if we have floor seats, most of the time I'm standing or whatever. So I mean, maybe, I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch it. Like I said, I immediately cringed and thought, man, like that's a huge liability to put that in the fans. Because like I said, even if it fell and it falls over, like you could possibly look at somebody getting hurt, or how people are. Um, I stubbed my toe. I'm gonna sue you, type of thing. So obviously, a cage falling on somebody is not as bad as somebody stubbing a toe, but I'm just saying, like, everybody's sue happy. So, anyways, the Painmaker. How about that? That was pretty cool.
I loved it.
Um,
That was my first time seeing it actually because I've never really got to see it. I don't watch much New Japan. I watch here and there. Or when someone tells me, "Hey, you got to go watch this match," I'm like, "Oh shit, okay, I got you." You know what I mean?
yeah,
So that was actually my pretty much my first, view of like the Painmaker, like legitimately, besides just seeing pictures and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool. I
yeah.
like the entrance. The entrance was great.
I watch. I'll read reports, and if it's like, hey, this match is really good, like I'll go watch it.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
me too.
I'll watch some annual stuff. Obviously, the G1.
Right.
I'm obviously watching the G1 shit all fucking year. Um, you know, Other stuff like that. Definitely, keeping an eye on watching. But yeah, I don't watch it every day or every week. There, like I said, there is times of the year where I'll watch it every week. But yeah, um, I'm not. But I had seen that match. With Jericho going to New Japan as the Painmaker, and I was excited for him to show up because obviously we knew he was showing up as the Painmaker. Um, this, you know, to kind of, or we'll just kind of back up a little bit before I move on. Is Jericho reinventing himself again,
Hmm.
or is
That's a good
this
question.
is this just a bag of tricks that he pulled out?
That's a good question. That was a question I wasn't expecting to hear from you. I thought
Yeah.
you were gonna come at me with all the Jericho hate. Um, I don't know. I think it just. I don't think so. Because I mean, we just got a reinvention. I think it's still making some time, and obviously with him winning, which believe it or not, I'm not happy about. Um,
I
to be totally honest.
I was very confused about that too. So
But with
um,
him winning, that means they're gonna still. Yeah, it was just a bag of tricks. I agree. With him winning, I mean they're still pushing forward with the JAS, and so I don't think it's just another reinvention because he's still the sports entertainer right now. So I don't think so. But going back to the whole him winning, I don't get it. I thought this was gonna be the end of the feud. The match overall was okay. I wasn't like, oh man, this was an amazing match. Um, it wasn't. I mean, it was brutal, but then I felt like it wasn't as brutal as I thought it was going to be. I thought they were going to go a lot more out of the ring stuff since it's barbed wire everywhere, and it pretty much stayed in the ring for the most part. I like the finish. The finish was fun. I absolutely hated the interference by the JAS. solely because I thought that Eddie Kingston was going to go over on Jericho. So I feel like now their feud is not over, and it might get dragged out, and it might get dragged out to a point. Maybe it might end at All Out in September.
That's what I was a little worried about.
Yeah.
I think that after everything that's happened, the inner circle, pride and powerful, all the elements that have been thrown into this
Ooh.
grudge feud with with Eddie Kingston and Jericho. I thought, okay, a barbed wire everywhere match has Eddie's name written all over it, and it should have been the end. And I thought it was greatly built. Um, we started off the match. We immediately saw Eddie going psycho on Jericho. We got blood. Both got, or especially Jericho started showing color
30
immediately.
seconds into the match.
30 seconds into the match,
Yep.
and Ruby Soho at ringside was a fantastic touch. For her to watch front and center Jericho get his fucking face caved in, and then I don't know, man. I mean, there was barbed wire and everything. I mean, that's how it was built. So that's what you would expect. There was barbed wire on
Right.
the tables. There was barbed wire on the microphone. There was barbed wire on the chairs. Barbed wire
I
everywhere.
love, speaking of the microphone spot right when he comes in
Yep.
and they're announcing Eddie, and he was just like, "Yeah, fuck that." That was freaking awesome. That was
Yep.
probably one of my favorite parts of the whole match. Was the beginning of the match when he took it out of him. He started beating the shit out of Jericho. That was awesome.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Barbed wire on the Sharks.
I I kind of knew that something was gonna happen because technically, isn't Sammy Guevara part of the JAS?
Yeah, he just joined recently,
Yeah. Why
but
wasn't he in that cage?
I don't know.
You see, that's why I had a feeling going into that match. I had a feeling when they all came out and they put him in the cage, and I was just like, "Well, where the fuck is Sammy? Where the fuck is Conti?"
Yeah.
And I was just like, I felt like there was something there, but I was like, "Nah, they're not gonna do that because they got to end this feud."
So
And I don't know. I don't think they did now. So Eddie's gonna come out and be like, "Yo, what the fuck again?" So maybe they're building to something bigger. Maybe we get one more match. Maybe it's kind of like, dare I say, like a Hell in a Cell type deal where no one can get in or out, where it's just them. I don't know. I'm just spitting stuff out there. I'm trying to make some type of
yeah,
logic out of
no,
it.
yeah, that's my thing is I'm trying to like tell like explain to me what needs to happen in this feud that's going to make Eddie look like that he won.
Exactly. And
Because I mean, because we
tonight
can
should have
all agree,
happened. Tonight should
we
have been. It should have happened tonight.
we can all agree, or we can both agree. You know, I mean, you mentioned the Jericho hate. I don't ever hate on Jericho, so know your role. Shut your mouth, jabroni. Um, uh, we can all, but we can admit though that Jericho, this is Jericho's feud to lose. That this
Yeah,
should have been Eddie Kingston going over,
I've been saying it.
and and I think he will at some point. But fuck, when?
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
and how are you going to make him look good enough to do so? You know, I mean,
I'm telling. If I'm a booker, okay, if I'm booking this show and I'm booking this feud and I'm the writer, whatever you want to call me, whatever the fuck it is called. All right. At this point, the only logical thing is something where you keep the JAS away, right? So how do you do that? Do you borrow them from ringside and you get another match like this, or you just do it one on one? No, I think it's gonna be something bigger. If it's were to continue, and you have to assume it's gonna continue because Eddie's character is not gonna be like, okay, cool, I lost, game over. No, he's gonna
yeah,
bitch about the interference. He's gonna bitch about all this shit. So
yeah,
maybe it leads to something bigger, like some type of a Hell in a Cell type deal, like something like that, where you keep them out. You know, where they can't climb in, they can't. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense to me anymore.
yeah, absolutely.
One thing I
Uh,
want to say about this match, real quick: Ortiz hit the shit out of Jericho with the balls in the socks. Did you guys catch that? He fucking wailed on him. And I thought he was gonna like he hit him like right here. Like I was like, damn. Like
Yeah.
that was one of my favorite parts in the match too. Like, and it wasn't even part of the match. He just came in there and he entered and just Arkham Gage. And he fucking wailed on him with those, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. Arkham Gage, how are you tonight, my friend? Um, yeah, man, I don't have anything to say about this other than, like I said, I was just flabbergasted. I mean, like I was confused. Like
As
I don't see the direction.
as TikTok's native Jericho enthusiast and bringing the awareness that Jericho's the goat on TikTok, I don't agree with the move.
Yeah.
It was a dumb move. I don't agree with the booking. I don't know why it was done. The program is now going on too long. If you don't end it next week or anything, it's just like, okay, where are we going? Like, why are we still doing this? Maybe they just don't have plans outside of this for either of them. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
You think they could be gearing Jericho up for a title run again? Or not a title run, but a spot in the title picture?
I mean, at this point, why not? Because you got to have this guy defend it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think he would win it, but I mean, why not? I'm a firm believer of these oldies like this. They don't need the title as long as you're doing good programs right now. For him being a full time guy, he doesn't need the title. I mean, he needed it in the beginning to help launch AEW, but I mean, he doesn't need it anymore. Now, would I love to see Jericho's champ? I'm gonna run with that shit all day. Hell yeah! But
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't think it's necessary. I mean, I would just rather maybe him get another title shot, because he was saying he wasn't included in the tournament, and let Moxley beat his ass and call it a day. You know what I'm saying? But him being the champion or the interim champion, I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah. Yeah, no, very, very interested to see where it goes. Arkham Prince says, if this isn't the end, then what was the point of this match? I agree. What was the point of this match? However, did you really go through this feud just to have Jericho ended on top? Like I said, that's the only thing I can think of. If
The feud
Jericho's about
can't
to
the
start
feud can't be over because Jericho didn't win clean. All right.
yeah,
Eddie Kingston's gonna bitch about it. He's gonna use that as in his next promos, talking shit about it. There's gonna be another match.
yep.
It's just not gonna be anything like that.
Um, gotcha. All right, so that does it for AEW Dynamite.
Chris Jericho's the
Did you?
GOAT.
Do we want to hold an open forum tonight for people to come in, or?
I mean, yeah, why not?
All right, guys.
I
We
could
will.
stay on for a little while longer.
Yep. We'll keep this. Well, we're not going to put a time limit on people, but we'll keep it real short. There's the link. Hit that link up, and we will.
Plus, I always love to hear what Anthony's got to say.
Yeah,
But if Anthony's not here with the Vince McMahon doll, I don't want to hear it. Where's the doll? Where is the doll?
Stuff. I look too dark. I look like Undertaker. I'm like Judgment Day here.
Yeah.
All right, let's get Arkham's thing out of the way.
I sold the doll. I sold it Chase.
Son
No,
of
you
a
didn't. Don't lie like that. I about got hella heated. I was like, I have no Vince doll on the way to my house.
You can't handle
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
I love how you send it swimming. That's my favorite part.
He does the worm.
All right, guys. So, obviously, like I said, obviously we're doing a little bit different than we did last week. but for the benefit of flash photography, no, I'm just kidding. For the benefit of everybody's sleep schedule, we are going to.
What sleep schedule?
We'll
Yo, what
Yeah,
we drinking
exactly.
there, buddy?
Chetty.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I saw the green bottle and I thought it was Heineken. I was like, that's gross. Ugh.
I haven't drank Heineken since I was like 16 when I used to steal them from my uncle.
Oh wow, that's fucked up.
Yeah, let's give it up to Arkham Gage being alert and conscious tonight.
Except for his mic being muted.
Yeah, that mic's muted.
Yo, put your blouse back on.
That was the perfect response.
I love that guy. Yeah,
So,
this is what 1,000 business cards look like if you order them from Vistaprint.
how much did you pay for those?
Like $80. No, like I think it was like 80. I don't know. It was a lot, but I didn't think. Yeah, we convention this weekend, so I'm handing a bunch out.
I got to get some postcards made. I'm making postcards with like our QR code on it for Horseman Country for the event.
Nice, man.
So, Arkham, did you get that mic unmuted, brother?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
there we
Yeah,
go.
boy.
Now I'm hard.
What the hell, man?
I just wanted to pop everybody. Sorry.
I think I'm the only one that pops for that type of shit. So Anthony, what did you think of tonight's show, man?
I thought they set up a lot of fun things. I thought some things was good. I thought some things were bad. I really want to see Willow Nightingale, All Elite or ROH or whatever it is. Please give that woman a contract. She's unbelievable. I love her to death. I thought the blood and the ending match did nothing for me. I thought Luchasaurus heel for 2 weeks and looking like an absolute monster for him just to go back to babyface was stupid.
Yep.
There was something else that was cool there. That storyline built. I don't know. I forget. I don't know. Now do we lose a member of the Dark Order? That's kind of depressing. I don't know. Overall, it was a fun show.
That's what I wanted to talk about. So is she gone? Did she leave the Dark Order?
I mean, that would look like a clear indication of it.
You think so?
Yeah.
I forgot to talk
saying.
about that.
You
Thank you, Anthony, if that's right.
You look at the fact that she joined Ty Conti out there to beat the shit out of Ruby. So
there's too many fucking people in that state. Like we're getting a little too out of hand with stables. It's turning into like NWO where who's not in a stable. You know what I mean? I can't wait for this brand split because we need people to be solo stars again. It's like everyone's like, what gang are you in? Oh, I'm with this gang. How many members you have? I have 48. Malachi's team has like 145 people now. It's just too much.
Yo, that pay-per-view writes itself. Faction Wars, bro. Book it.
Dude, gang, like, yeah. I mean, NXT tried doing
Rage
gang
in
wars.
the cage.
Yeah.
Rage in the cage.
But no, yeah. So I mean, it pains me because now that she's seemingly leaving the Dark Order, so it's like, all right, who else is leaving the Dark Order? Are the Dark Order going to be a thing now? It's like maybe that promo from a couple weeks ago was in fact just cheap heat for being for Brody, as opposed to something
Exactly.
bigger.
Like, what was it? Uno standing in the ring. The six of us are going to still be here, and we're still Dark Order.
Well,
next minute she's in fucking JAS.
I mean, I don't.
Or like I
really
said, they turn her away from the Dark Order because maybe they are fucking gonna do a fucking women's tag team division because that's another team forming. There's a lot of teams and there's like an upstick on women's tag team wrestling in AEW right now. Now we don't want it, but it seems like it might be happening.
You get a title, and you get a title.
Yeah, there you go.
And you get a stable.
There you
What's
go.
this NXT just fucking canned their titles? What is AEW thinking going to put in women's tag team titles?
Yeah.
What'd you say, Arkham? You were saying something, were you?
If you guys think about it, back when AEW started, they were.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
You might have a little schmutz.
Yeah,
you might have a little
I thought
schmutz
you
on
were-
your mic.
Yeah.
Give it a little rub down.
It's Scotty with the green screen over here. Look at him.
I'll be right back.
Did you get a new camera?
Me?
Yeah.
No, just put a picture behind me. Green
Dude,
screen.
I think when you put that digital thing on, your camera quality goes through the roof. Like you're looking sharp.
Thanks, bro.
Maybe it controls the light and stuff better, but it looks really, really, really clear. Like you look 4K, and the rest of us kind of look like we're on dial-up.
I don't know. From what I can see, you look 4K as well. So
I'm too bright. I got like I'm greasy hair and I'm sweating and it's all beaming off me. I gotta adjust that. That's gonna kill me.
All right,
he kind of looks like a bloody a podcast version of Adam Cole.
Yeah. We said that we said that when he very first showed up. I was like, or he said he looks like a mix between Adam Cole and Kevin Owens.
That's a lot better.
Anthony, baby.
Yeah.
All right, so when AEW first started, they were mainly tag teams. 3 years later, they're focusing on factions. Pretty soon, they'll be focusing on the women's tag team division. It seems like each year, as they grow a little bit, they start focusing on certain divisions. First tag team, then singles, now factions. Pretty soon, women's tag teams will be getting a look at.
So, in Anthony, going back to Anthony's point, like you get a title, you get a title, you get a title. I mean, I really don't mind having all these like championships just because it just reminds me of like back in the day, you know, WWE, they had European title, light heavyweight championship, cruiserweight championship, tag team championship. That's all fine and good, but it's like you just made a new title. What's it called? It hasn't even been on TV for me to remember.
All
Like
Atlantic.
the All Atlantic Championship.
That title is designed to be defended like all across the world, like at different indie promotions and stuff.
Yeah, so it's like you just made a new title. You got the rumors that they're going for the trios belt. It's like,
you know, someone here has some booking ideas for that women's tag team title. Let me bring him in. Make tag team titles and give it to Sasha, then take them away.
There you go. That's good shit. That's good shit.
What a giant troll that would be if they're like, and new AEW Women's Champion, Tag Team Champions, Sasha Banks. And then a week later be like, yeah, you're going to lose them to the Iconics. We're going to bring them in. And she'll be like, I quit.
Fuck the Iconics. Oh, I fucking hate them bitches.
Oh, I love them so much.
I love them.
Oh, they're great
they
to
were
look at for me. That's it. Other
They were
than
so
that,
entertaining.
I could let my kids watch one of their matches.
Do you know what's also great to look at? No shirt, Arkham Gage.
Dude, it would be weird if you wore a shirt.
Hey,
wait.
it's fucking hot as balls here. I'm fucking sweating my balls off. So
Dude, I'm 100% convinced that even in the wintertime, you're going to be rocking nibs out.
oh fuck no! I'm gonna be
I'm looking at those.
and sweatshirt after sweatshirt after sweatshirt. I fucking hate the cold.
You
I
didn't
hate
put that
it.
much time into tattooing your body to not wear a shirt. That's just how it's going down.
I'm looking at
Yeah, you
Arkham's
guys-
tattoos.
That's what I'm
And-
doing right now. That's what I'm
Bro,
doing.
that's a thick brush. Like, I mean, bro, that looks like it was. Yeah, it looks like it was. Yeah, that
I
looks like it
fell
was
asleep
drawn.
on 90%. I fell asleep on like 90% of my tattoos.
Of
Oh,
course,
I
you
believe
fucking
that.
did.
Oh, I believe
Of
that.
course, you
Yeah.
fucking did.
I do. Like, yo, you know how many people wake me up and say, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just sleeping." They're like, "How are you sleeping?" Because this.
Yeah, we seen it last week on the show. You were out cold.
Yeah, but
I
I mean,
was.
but somebody wasn't, fucking stabbing him with a needle and ink last week.
Yeah.
But that's the most
Well, were
Arkham
they?
Gauge. That's the most Arkham Gauge answer I could think of.
Dude,
Yeah.
why
Like,
the fuck
how-
have you not
like-
changed your handles to Arkham Gage? What is going on?
Yeah.
I have no idea, honestly. You know what? My Arkham Prince was a Batman/Joker reference, and every time I go on a podcast or live with someone, they're coming up with a new nickname. So each week I get a new nickname.
Yeah, but
I have no idea.
But here's what I'm trying to tell you is fuck all those other nicknames.
Your boy did
it's
it.
Arkham Gauge. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Arkham Gauge.
Yeah, it's Arkham Gage now.
You know what?
Dude.
Honestly, I
think
might
if I
actually
had-
switch to that.
I was gonna say, I think if I had Nick Gage watch you for 2 minutes, Nick Gage would even go, Yeah, that's Arkham Gage.
Yeah, absolutely. Yo, how about real quick?
Gage is money.
I want to put you guys over because I put the challenge out as a joke, saying like, "Yo, how come your boy wasn't clipped?" And holy Hannah, did you clip your boy?
Yeah,
I got tagged a
shit.
lot. That was good stuff, man.
Yeah,
I opened TikTok yesterday, fucking 60, 70 notifications.
Yeah.
I'm like, the
Well,
fuck?
imagine how bad it would be because y'all know, like every single time I post a clip, Mark will duet it. So you're getting hit double.
Yeah.
And then
Imagine
I retweet it and duetted it as well. I don't duet it, but I reposted it. I think that new repost feature on TikTok, beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, but imagine if Mark did that on Instagram and Twitter.
Do it.
Yeah, then your phone would never shut the fuck up.
I'm just not as active on the other stuff. But if I was, yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Dude, wait, what's tomorrow? Friday? 2 more days. You know what your boy's gonna be doing?
Oh,
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
I'm gonna be getting a personalized scissor from the Acclaim.
that's gonna be pretty awesome.
Fucking tag team champions already. Driving me nuts.
You better be fucking filming that, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna vlog the whole thing. Dude, that vlog I posted up last week, man, did really, really well. People seem to like it, so I can't wait to do more.
Nice.
Oh, also
Nice.
AEW, because that's what we're talking about. They also hinted at maybe Statlander going for the main title. And,
Did me and Chase miss that?
Yes.
Like, what was the hint? Someone tell me.
Athena pretty much said, "I'll go for the TBS, and I think you should go for Thunder in the main title." Because I think, I think Statlander's stuck in this weird limbo where they didn't realize how over she was, and then when they didn't put her in for the title the first time, and it was Ruby, everyone was like, "Boo, we want Statlander," and now they're like, "Shit, we thought we were gonna go with Tony, but now it seems like everyone's riding the Statlander train," so they're like kind of in a limbo of what they want to do with it.
Well, Statlander should have been champion before she got hurt.
Because Statlander
was super hot before she got hurt.
Yeah.
What happened? Statlander was mentioning how she was out of the match for tonight.
Yeah,
and
something happened with
one
of their opponents.
Yeah, and then they said Athena said that the main belt would look good on her waist, around her waist, and then the TBS title would look good around Athena's waist.
Well, like I said earlier in the show, I don't like how Athena is seemingly getting ready to jump the line. I don't like it. But if Chris Statlander goes for the main championship, I guess I'll accept it more.
Dude, I love Chris
She has
Statlander
to
to death.
work more for it.
I
She has to
love
make
Chris
a bigger
Statlander,
move
dude.
for it.
I
She's
love
awesome.
Chris Statlander, but Athena is so money. That's where you got to go.
It's not
I
her
mean, she's
time.
good. She's good. It's not her time for the main champion. Like if she needs to be
Well, not
Jade,
main, TBS.
If she needs to be
Even
Jade, then
TBS, it
fine.
ain't her time for TBS.
Then
She needs to
then
build
fine,
her
so
ass
be
up.
it. Then fine,
This
so be
will-
it. Like it doesn't seem like there's anybody else really credible that's gonna take it off of Jade.
Mhm.
So I could see why they're gonna do it, and it seems like it's really gonna do it. It's gonna happen.
This
But
is
for
where
her-
you get your AEW haters turning around and going, WWE guys are being pushed.
I don't even give a shit about that. I don't even fucking pay attention to that.
This
shit.
is a WWE
But-
person that you had chasing around for the 24/7 title, and she hurt herself. Like
Exactly.
they didn't value her. And when she was in NXT, she was a world beater, and the only person that had her number was Asuka. And now they're bringing her to AEW and they're making her a world beater again, which is perfect.
good, and that's great, and that's fine, But like I said,
I love Chris, but she can't cut a promo. She's not someone, if you put a title on, like right now, we're kind of stuck in a thing where Thunder Rosa is probably the most talented woman on that roster, but she's struggling because we can't get her to carry her promo. And I love Chris Statlander to death, but I think she would be in the same boat where it's like, okay, Chris, go promote your match, and she'd just be like,
so good, get her a mouthpiece.
But who?
Who though? Who in AEW right now could be a perfect mouthpiece for Chris Statlander? Honestly,
Man, that's a great question.
I don't think she needs a mouthpiece. I think if you turn her heel, I think she'd be fine.
yeah. I just think you have Athena right now.
Let's go back to that. Let's go back to that Layla Hirsch match. That promo that Chris Statlander cut on, like the little promo they did before the Statlander and Layla Hirsch match, that was Bonnie. She should have been a heel then.
Yeah.
Where she told Layla Hirsch, she was like, "No wonder you grew up, or no wonder your parents gave you up for adoption."
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
she
where
was
that
supposed to be the baby face in that.
Yeah, that promo was so here's the difference where I will give a little bit of not credit but not credit. That promo was a pre-taped thing, so that you can have takes
Yeah.
on that, right? So like, okay,
Yeah.
you nailed it,
Absolutely.
but would she be able to
Live.
deliver that in one take live?
Yeah. Agreed.
Probably
Yeah.
not.
And I love Chris Statlander. The three women that were on TV tonight are, if you would have put Ruby Soho next to them, that's my favorite 4 women on TV in AEW. I love in the independent scene. I'm a huge Willow Nightingale fan. I love Athena. She's always been my favorite, even over in WWE and NXT. And I'm really, really high on Chris Statlander. The only other person missing was Ruby Soho. Like that's my top 4 right now. Yeah, so I was all about that, but and Jade is getting more entertaining, but I just think it's time for her to maybe not have a title.
I mean, with
So
her having
we-
the
that's
faction,
how-
she'll still be relevant in my opinion. So I mean, Jade is super over. She's super popular. I love Jade, and I love the whole baddie concept. So I mean, I don't think she needs a championship to still stay relevant.
Yeah,
Not really. No,
It's
she
kind
can
of
do
like
that on her
Jericho.
own.
It's kind of like Jericho with the JAS and the the one before that.
Inner Circle.
Yeah, that didn't need the belt,
Yep.
but he was still relevant.
yeah.
I think she could. I think she can do well. Just doing feuds without the belt. I think she'll be fine.
Are you talking about when AEW first started?
With Jericho?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jericho,
Yeah.
the Inner Circle.
Well, the reason why he didn't need the belt. But the greatest thing about him being AEW World Champion is that he took a company that really wasn't established and blew it up overnight. This man brought AEW into our eyes.
Definitely.
And all that.
It was
Yeah,
the right
that's-
decision to put the belt on him.
Yeah,
It
I don't
definitely
think-
was.
I don't
He's the
think
name
AEW
recognition.
was that big.
He's the name recognition. That's why he was your
It
first
was
champion.
definitely the right
that's why he's
decision
the
to
GOAT.
put the belt on him because it was solidifying the company as a whole,
Mhm.
not just as we're independent wrestlers now and we've put the belt on someone who is our friend, essentially.
Yeah, that's the whole purpose of Claudio going to be taking the ROH title. He's going to be your name that everyone's going to flock to. Him and Jay Lethal are going to be like, oh shit, this is the reason why to watch this company, because they're 2 guys that everyone knows are complete workhorses and they're the most like fun people to watch talently in the ring, and that's the tone you want to set for ROH. That this is going to be your work rate promotion.
But the bonus with Claudio taking the belt is that if he does take the belt, he was an ROH guy right from
Yep.
the start anyway. So
Yep.
he was an ROH guy, so they've got that bonus there.
I don't like
Oh,
it.
dude, I can't wait for that. You don't like it?
No.
Why not? You want Gresham to be the guy?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How exciting has Gresham
Claudio.
been defending the title since the collapse of ROH?
Well, that's not Gresham's fault.
I mean, he could still go places and do promos. Does his phone not work?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
I
Could have turned up
understand
an
that, but
impact.
yeah. Like I'm saying, like that's what I'm saying. Like you have opportunities to get over online and make yourself a bigger brand. And when you're walking around with a company's title at any level of wrestling, I think you should be putting it over. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're
Yeah.
someone who's a champion at any level and you take a title and you say like, oh, I'm the champion, and you just kind of throw it in the corner and then you show up in the next show and then defend it, and then some other guy gets it and he's on Facebook like, I'm your champion and I'm the shit. That's immediately going to make you look better as the company. And I think a lot of champions don't do that.
Look at Cardona.
Yeah.
Look at Cardona.
Look at
He
Roman
fucking-
Reigns. Look at Roman fucking Reigns. Fuck that guy. Look at Roman Reigns. Perfect example. This man is the face of a company that's worth over $1 billion fucking dollars. This man don't do jack motherfucking shit. How the fuck are you gonna allow
Right
this
now
man?
he doesn't.
Right now, no. How you gonna allow a man be a face of $1 billion company and you're not making him go out, cut a promo, or talk some shit? What the fuck? Come on, man. Are you shit?
So
Are you rooting for Brock then?
No, I don't give a fuck who wins. I just
Okay.
want someone to be champion and be on that show. If you're gonna be the face of the company, you need to be on that show a lot more. It doesn't matter if you're doing match after match. It's the fact that show me why you should be champion and show me why you should stay champion. If you
All right.
can't do both,
So
get the fuck out.
Can I
so are
debate
you
this real
pissed
quick?
at CM Punk then?
Huh?
Are you pissed at CM Punk then?
CM Punk, not really. He's injured.
That's-
So I mean, there's
yeah,
really
that's
not
not-
much you can do
Well, hold on,
about that.
time out. Roman Reigns before Roman Reigns went on this even during the first half of his amazing run as this champion thing, he is, and it wasn't even close. He was the most active wrestler for the past 4 years. The most, and it wasn't even close between TV and house shows. No one outworked Roman when it came to how much he put time in that ring, minute to minute, and he did it coming off of leukemia during a pandemic when he could have been really, really, really hurt, and it could have been a huge, huge mistake. So, but the problem is because he worked so much and he kept beating everybody because they knew this is long-term booking, you have to dial him back, especially because they're at a point now where the fans are cheering their number one babyface because they've always wanted him to be that heel. So everyone's cheering Roman, and when he's saying acknowledge me and everyone pops, they don't want that anymore. So the best way to do that is take a page from his advocate and Paul Heyman and make your champion a bye champion where he disappears and I'm too good to be here. I ran through everybody. I'm out of here. Like that's my Roman impersonation. And now the people who pop when he says acknowledge me are doing what you're doing and saying F that guy. So when he finally loses that title, whoever takes it skyrockets it.
Honestly, respectfully, I get where you're coming from. I'll keep this
just
PG.
don't like it.
No, I don't, because no matter what, honestly, if you really want that title, in my eyes, you got to prove to me why you want that title. Then when you get it, you got to prove to me why you should stay champion. I don't give a fuck if the fans like you. Fuck the fans. This is my fucking company.
He's there,
and I want you to show me proof as to why you deserve to stay champion. It's all about proving yourself. And Roman right now, as champion right now, is not proving himself.
Wow.
This whole going out, coming back, no. You're face of $1 billion fucking company. Fuck the fans right now.
We're gonna give you the book.
As a boss, why you should stay champion
himself.
We're gonna give you the book.
So,
who do you have him compete the title against?
He's not.
It doesn't matter if he puts the title up on the line. At least show up and do something. Give us a reason why you're still one of the best. You don't always have to put the title up on the line, but at least prove yourself every now and then. Still put in the work, even after winning that title.
So
it doesn't always have to be a title on the line.
Can I put it in sports terms right now?
Yeah.
So right now, SummerSlam and Mania are your big shows right now, right? And we're coming up on that season. Right now, Roman's your star quarterback. Let's just say he's your star quarterback, and he needs to take you into playoffs and then Super Bowl. So playoffs is your SummerSlam to Rumble, and your Super Bowl is WrestleMania, right? So you have your star running back and your star quarterback, which is Roman, and your star running back, which would have been Cody, going into this playoff run. Cody just blows his knee out or his shoulder out. Now, do you push Roman harder and risk injury, or you're up 45 points right now and you dial him back and only make him play a couple of quarters to get less reps so there's less chance of injury, so you have your A team for your biggest push of the year?
See, but no, I get that, and I agree with that 100%. But you don't always have to show up to put on a match or put the title up on the line. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is at least make yourself known, come in, maybe interfere in a match, God forbid, get your fucking toenails painted in the middle of the fucking ring. I don't care. I want to see you on TV. I want to see the top champion on TV.
Yeah, I get that.
Legit. That's my point.
Hey, Chase, how was SmackDown tonight?
Doing. He could be behind commentary. I don't give a fuck. Say whatever you want. Talk shit. Don't say nothing. Just show yourself on screen.
I was on my private jet and I didn't need to be here.
Maybe I should change the background to SmackDown.
Sorry, yeah, my bad.
If this was back in the day, Roman would not be champion right now. Hell fuck no.
No.
After 30 days of not being on TV, you're done.
If this was back in the day, he'd probably hold it for another 2 more years.
Yeah, but that 30-day rule
not if he's going to be off TV as long as he is. If this was back in the day, he wouldn't have that much off time.
But they only awful run like 4 pay-per-views a year too. They're not doing a monthly pay-per-view, and and 3 weeks of television and tons of house shows.
So let's dial this back a little bit.
Yeah,
We've let Arkham Gage work himself into a shoot here.
Yeah.
Let's talk more of Wednesday Night SmackDown.
Yeah.
So there's this popular idea, and it is what it is. I'm with you, Arkham. I didn't like it when Lesnar did it. I don't like it now. I feel like it makes the guy bigger than the brand. It makes the wrestler bigger than the brand.
Thank you.
I feel.
That's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get the word out.
But like Roman's not the first to do it. Lesnar did it. Now everybody's argument was, well, Lesnar was just on one show. We still had another champion on another show. But at the end of the day, you knew who the top guy was. The top guy was Brock. I'm not a fan of it either. But I'll kind of to, like I said, dial it back and bring it back to AEW. They mentioned that, Punk mentioned that he was going to forfeit the title, and Tony insisted on him not.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't know if that's true or whatever. I mean, of
I've
course,
heard that
Punk,
multiple times.
yeah, Punk said it on TV. So I mean, like
because you would have to have Punk come back and work his way back up, and that's time to build to get back to a title again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, CJ, are you alive?
I honestly don't know what the hell's going on with this thing, but I think I'm here.
Turn the lights on, maybe.
Is his lights on? Maybe.
Actually, it's honestly the camera isn't working. I don't know.
No worries, really.
You know how you know when CM Punk's going to be close to coming back? When you start when you start seeing MJF slowly start making his way back. Because if you put in MJF too soon, you're gonna have the same thing where you're gonna have to find something for him to do for a while, and it may be a hit, it may be a dud. So once you know, like, oh, you're getting rumbles like that Punk may be close. Now you start popping MJF back in the picture.
Hey, so Mark, you know how we were talking about shit moving in the background of my room
I
here?
seen it. I know
exactly
what the fuck you're talking about.
I really hope that's Anthony. I really hope that's your cat.
Try rejoining.
What are you talking about?
There's a fucking shadow walking behind your freaking curtain.
A shadow has like ears too. So I really was hoping it was
it's
your
my
cat.
dog.
I saw it and I was like,
There it is now.
That's my dog.
Well, I saw something. Yeah, I didn't think anything of it until I saw the ears, and then I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
I summon the devil so I can get cool stuff during podcasts, so people see stuff.
Oh man!
All right, so off the rails there a little bit. So Arkham, we had you ready, like all teed up, and then I know you left and came back. What were some things about tonight that stuck out to you, brother?
You know what didn't really make sense was the whole Anna Jay thing. I didn't get that. I wasn't expecting that, really. It kind of threw me off a little bit. But the match, the main event, I enjoyed that, honestly. I thought it was awesome. I mean, they could have used way more barbed wire, but that's just my opinion. But it was
barbed
awesome.
wire everywhere except hard cam ropes.
They did have it to an extent, but the way I pictured it like ECW back in the day. To me, when I hear barbed wire, that's what comes to mind.
Please tell me you guys saw the Sharks on stage with barbed wires wrapped around them.
Say that again.
The what?
The Sharks.
The Sharks.
Oh yeah.
With
Dude,
the
they wrapped the ring bell. They wrapped the microphone. There was barbed wire everywhere except the hard cam ropes. There was one set of ropes with not one strand of barbed wire on them.
One bit of barbed wire. Like, what the fuck?
It was funny.
I thought
we should sue them for misleading us.
Yeah,
because it wasn't barbed wire everywhere.
Yeah,
not really. No.
I just thought it was funny. Like, is barbed wire gonna ruin your main shot on your camera? Like that's a game changer. Take them off.
Out of here. Anything else?
The show wasn't really that bad. I like the Moxley match, the tag team with Wheeler Yuta. I forget who they were fucking facing though.
Best friends.
Best friends, thank you. But that match was really good though. I get a kick out of John Moxley either way. He's awesome.
The match that surprised me the most was actually the Jade Cargill match. I was actually impressed by it.
She had a great match one-on-one with Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale knows how to work. She's a very good worker.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Willow, I've seen Willow a few times, and I think she's bloody good. And you're right, she does need a contract. They need to give her a contract as soon as possible. Whether it's ROH or AEW, it does not matter. Just stick her in a contract, keep her in the company, keep her relevant.
Oh, and the cool thing with her is once you start getting her going, where she's a weekly character and she does what she's doing on the. So her whole thing on if you're not familiar with Willow Nightingale, is she's the power of positivity. She's almost like she's the babe with the power. So she's all about like women's rights and black rights. Like that's her whole thing, and she's like true to herself. But she's always smiley and bubbly, and then throughout the match, people underestimate her smile for kindness for weakness, and then as the match goes, she locks in her seriousness, and then she just beats the shit out of you. It's almost like what was the old anime where the bunnies were super cute, and then when they snap, they turn red and get crazy, and they like kill everybody.
Yes.
That's kind of like Willow. So that's her whole gimmick, where like, she's bubbly and smiley, but when the shit gets real, she can get real. Like I watched her face hot sauce, and she broke his orbital bone in a fight. Like she goes to war. She is a monster. She's honestly between her and Masha Slamovich but I know Masha signed the Impact. They were my two favorite people to watch in the independent scene. They're just so good. And we're getting her versus Alley Catch now at ROH, who's another woman who just beats the shit out of people. And they both work great intergender matches. That's going to be a match that I'm telling you, everyone's talking Garcia, Wheeler Yuta. That women's match is going to topple what the main women's title match is going to do, in my opinion.
All right, so what independent company did she work for, so I can look her up?
She's normally out of WNYC, so she trained with Cardona, Myers. They came out of there. Johnny Hungy came out of there, but she works all over the place. She travels the country. She is very, very serious with her craft. She had a really bad neck injury where she broke her neck a couple years ago, and she rehabilitated and came back. So she's about 3 years ago she did that, but she's a workhorse, man. Definitely someone to keep your eye out. And I think after this ROH pay-per-view, she's going to get a lot more fans, and hopefully she gets that contract. Hopefully that match is one of those things where these two girls go out and kill each other, and then at the end, like Tony Khan comes down and goes, "There's no loser here. By the way, both of these are signed to this company. Welcome to ROH." That would make my night.
Absolutely. Is that American Muscle in Australia again?
Yeah, that's Vin Diesel outside doing drag races down the street.
I love how Scott last week goes, "No, that's Australian Muscle."
Yeah.
Stop.
But yeah, I think that's gonna solidify. I've been really shitting on Serena Deeb and her promos as of lately and her match quality. But ROH and her Mercedes Martinez is a perfect fit for her, and they're gonna have a really good match as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Scott, what did you think of tonight's show, my friend?
I thought it was a good show, solid show. Opening match was fucking amazing. Like, that was fucking amazing. And I think the past few weeks when they've done the opening matches, they've been really fucking solid. Like, they have not put on a bad opening match in a few weeks.
So I didn't love that opening match, but I didn't hate it. Like I was saying earlier, I thought it told a good story. Even though, like I said, I wasn't a fan of the spot with Brody dropping Darby out of the ring like he did in the Battle Royal. I thought it was kind of silly, but he was hoping for the count-out victory. Yeah, so he was hoping for the count-out victory. What I loved was Darby, because we see it all the time.
They're giving it a go.
Yeah, where the baby faces is using, he can't move his arms. But as soon as the ref gets to 9, all of a sudden they leap up and they find all energy they can to roll into the ring. And it was like that feel good moment for Darby, and then Brody picked him up and dropped him on his fucking head.
Yeah,
And
that
did
worked perfectly.
Yeah,
Worked
so that's
absolutely perfect.
I like I said, it wasn't a great match, but I liked those little tidbits.
The story there is who's evil. Does Sting get the poison mist and become evil Sting, or what's up with what was up with Miro having half of his eye covered or hidden? Is there something going on that we don't know between Miro and Malachi? Because Malachi looked at him and smiled, and Miro just kind of kept his composure, but they were definitely showing that there was something going on with his. It would be the opposite eye of Malachi.
I did mention that earlier when the boys were talking about it.
So here's the problem, though. We're assuming that the mist turns people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But the only person that we have seen turn is Julia.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, Pac got it, and I honestly thought Pac was going to turn when Pac got it. But Pac never turned.
Yeah, I think Pac was going to turn. Just be honest. I thought that was the plan. But if you remember, the same time he got misted, Rey Fenix dislocated his elbow. So they needed to keep people with the death triangle.
Okay.
I think it was an audible. That's just my opinion.
It's a great audible, though.
Yeah.
So. It's kind of like bringing it back to WWE for a sec. It's kind of like when Bray would have the hurt heel gloves. You with was it Finn? Yeah, Finn Balor used the mandible claw with the hurt. We saw a slight heel turn with that.
I never caught on to that. That's a good call. That went over my head.
Yeah. But then there was.
I remember them contemplating something about the hurt and heel gloves. There was a lot of little Easter eggs that Bray used to do.
Personas were changed, or everyone that got the mandible claw, depending on the glove that they got it from. So, like, Finn got the hurt. He had a slight heel turn. You had, I think it was, who was it? But they did heel, and they turned from heel to face.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, I personally think they should make Miro a babyface. I think naturally with his personality and just who he is as a person, I think he's a natural over babyface. I think he'd be fantastic at it. And I just don't, especially if you're doing the Sting thing, if you're gonna get Sting away from Darby, which please, I've had enough of that already. I don't know. I think it's a cool reset, but yeah, I think Miro.
I think if they're going to do the mist thing with Sting and not turn him, as I said earlier, they need to put it as a match where Sting gets taken out for a bit.
The Sting changes iconic Sting face paint to something more dark and sinister. I mean, that's something we've been seeing. We've been seeing Sting in that face paint for over 20 years now.
Could we get the only time Sting?
Please, God, no. Please, Jesus Christmas, God, no.
Remind me of that.
No.
Remind me of that Office clip. Please, God, no.
If I was in a room, and I had a gun and I had 3 bullets and it was Hitler, Saddam Hussein, and Joker Sting, I'm shooting him 3 times.
Oh, fuck.
That's another Office joke. When he said, if I had a gun, I would shoot Toby. Yeah. I it's already bad enough Joker ruined the Crow for me, right? So I have to deal with that the rest of my life. Then he tried doing Joker too. I'm like, my guy, can you come? Like, this is where I hope with this mist thing, if we get a different incarnation of Sting's face paint and maybe he wears like cool contacts and we get like dark spooky Sting, at least he came up with something original and different. It'd be the first time in 40 years he did it. Like, I'd be excited for it.
Let me ask you something. No, I'm not going to.
Go ahead, ask me.
Nah.
Do it.
Was The Crow really that great of a movie, or did Sting help The Crow in its popularity?
This thing was Crow was a great movie. Brandon Lee,
movie. Have you never
crazy?
No, the movie was great.
Yeah, it was.
But
the movie.
I think the movie definitely helped a little bit.
Look, we wouldn't have Crow Sting if it wasn't for the movie.
Yeah, but I know a
We
lot
I
of
will
people.
say-
I know a lot of people that wouldn't have watched that movie if it wasn't for Sting.
I will say this, and this is kind of like not dark or effed up to say, but would The Crow be as successful if Brandon Lee didn't die during? It's like kind of the Heath Ledger Joker
fuck no.
syndrome. You know what I mean?
Fuck no, you're right. 100%. It would not be as popular if
Yes, it would.
Brandon Lee did not die.
Sure about that?
I think. So.
I think it would be good, but I definitely think it's
I
sad
don't
to say,
it
but
would
I
have
think
the
I think
legacy
that
that it has.
yeah, I think it.
I'll
that's
meet you
not
halfway on. I'll meet you halfway on the Brandon Lee thing, but the Heath Ledger thing I won't. I think Heath Ledger's Joker would have been just as popular, if not more.
I know this is not wrestling related, but you see, like they cast the new Harley Quinn,
Yep.
No.
Christina
Ricci.
Who is it?
Concur.
Yeah, I think it's for some kind. It's for a TV series. It's not for like a movie series. It's like a
Nah, it's a podcast.
a
Who
what?
did they cast?
Christina
Podcast.
Ricci. It's a
Oh,
Joker
really?
podcast.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, the Batman podcast. Yeah, and Christina Ricci's gonna voice. Yeah, not real,
See,
not
as a
related.
voice actor, I can see that.
Yeah.
As an actual like TV series or movie, no.
Well, they're supposed to be not to get too far off. I'm gonna wrap that up because number one, that's dog shit. Number two, the only podcast y'all should be listening to is the Tornado Tag and the I-70 Hot Tag. That's it. Fuck Batman's podcast.
Haley Cuoco is a good
So
Harley.
you know, and this is so like DC to do, to take a pretty halfway decent casting, because I could see Christina Ricci doing Harley Quinn, and to take a halfway decent casting and fucking throwing it on a podcast instead of on a TV show or a movie.
Yeah, I'll tell you this.
That's so much like DC to do that shit. Anyways, back to
AEW.
Dynamite. Yeah, back to AEW. If I wanted to waste my life with DC shit, I'd go watch Batman versus Superman again.
Director's cut's better.
Yeah, of course.
But
Just like the director's cut of Justice League was better.
Way better.
Fuck,
For me
get the fuck out of here.
Way better.
Get the fuck out of here.
Also, AEW. I don't know if you guys are fig collectors. Did you guys
That'd be
see
like-
the?
That'd be like
just-
saying, "Hey, do you prefer eating dog shit or cow pies?"
Teach her off. Anyway, did you guys see the AEW shop exclusive John Moxley drop today?
No.
Yeah, that it's already
Oh, is
sold
it
out.
the
But
little pin figure thing?
no, it's a full scale. So they made 3 shop exclusives. They made a Jericho, a Kenny, and now the Moxley drop today. They're like one of 3,000 chases that you can only get on
actually,
it.
yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Your boy got one.
Yeah. Of course you did. Of course you did.
I'm really pumped about it. I got all 3 now. I'm pretty
Obviously.
psyched. Yeah.
But
do
For me-
that little dance again before.
for me, main event was good, but it was a bit of a mess, like with the JAS getting involved.
Dude, as soon as they said Shark Cage, I said this is going to be a shit show.
Yeah.
As soon as they said
Like,
barbed wire
as
everywhere.
soon as I saw Ruby Soho sitting there, I knew that there was going to be interference, and I knew that it would be Sammy that would come down. And
I thought Sammy was going to be in the shark costume, to be honest with you.
didn't think
That
that,
would have been
but
cool.
that could have worked.
Yeah.
Could have worked better than what actually happened.
Yeah, I didn't hate. Like I said, I didn't hate it. You know, it did
I
get
didn't
it did
hate
get a little.
it. I just thought it could
It
have.
got a little It got a little fuckery at the end.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But you know, and I loved Kingston throwing Jericho onto the crash pad of barbed wire.
That's a complete ECW thing where they said we had in our group chat. My buddy Brian said that's an ECW move where the finish doesn't mean anything. It's how you end the show, and it was all about Kingston throwing him into the big crash pad, and it had nothing. And you're more talking about that than you are Jericho finishing.
Jericho
getting the
winning,
pin.
yeah.
You think him throwing him on the crash pad ends the feud then?
No, unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Jericho in that feud is filler, so they have a title. They have something more to talk about because they have no world title picture right now.
Also,
well, and
one thing
I asked Mark this, and we'll get everybody's opinion on this, but Could you see Jericho doing a title run right now?
Maybe. Honestly, how I would book it, and I love the Combat Bullet Club. I know it's selling a ton of merch, so it probably won't go anywhere anytime soon. But the best way to break them up is you have if Claudio is your ROH champion, you have Moxley as your world champion, you have Wheeler Yuta as a champion. Almost everybody in the stable has a championship except Daniel Bryan when he comes back, and then everyone's kind of like, who's the better champion? Who's the better champion? And they kind of have they have turnover. They have turmoil amongst each other to find out who is like the leader or the top dog. And not that they hate each other, just because they're all extremely competitive people.
It's just who's the best champion. Yeah, like a winner takes all situation, like they did with FTR and at Forbidden Door.
Yeah, remember all those people that said FTR's babyface is going to be stupid? Don't you feel dumb now?
Although that fucking promo came out of nowhere, and then
clip that.
It hits you right in the feels as soon as he says it's his daughter.
Yeah, and now
It's
he
like,
said, "I'm going to
fuck
fight
you."
like I'm going to fight like an 8-year-old."
Yeah. I knew as soon as he started talking about it, he was talking about his daughter.
Dude, since coming babyface, he's been more open about his mental health issues. He's been like he's doing everything he's supposed to be. Dude, they're over. They're over
I
as
think
the
it's
top.
the best move for FTR because as a heel group, they were getting very, very stale. And being in the background with MJF.
Yeah,
and
I don't
all
think
that.
it's heels they were stable. I think like you said, them being in the background of somebody for somebody was getting stale.
Yeah.
Where it was like, these guys don't belong. They're not Jericho's muscle. They're not MJF's muscle. They're not like they don't belong in that situation. They belong, they are the muscle. They need they needed a small pencil neck, like, obviously Tully's not a pencil neck. I don't mean it like that, but a smaller guy to come in and be the muscle there. I'll tell you what. He died, and then he came back to life. Holy shit.
Hello. I don't know what happened there. Sorry, guys.
But
What were you saying? I missed it because all I got was them being in the background.
He just verified. He verified what you said. He just agreed with what you said.
then what's crazy is Mark and I have talked about this. Out of the two guys, I would have pinned Wheeler as the top guy. Out of the two, the more charismatic, the more talented, and boy was I wrong.
Yeah.
Because you can't like Dax has not just made us love him in the ring, like you were talking about, like his stance on mental health, the whole shit with his daughter. Like Dax is like, man, like I like this guy outside of the ring too.
Yep.
Like he's not just a badass in the ring. Like he's great outside too.
When the face turn started for FTR, where everyone's like, dude, they're fucking the best tag team in the world, but also they're the coolest dudes in the world and they're badasses, is when that dude speared Bret Hart at his Hall of Fame inductee and the FTR literally beat the fuck out of him like in front of an arena full of people. Everyone's like, FTR's the shit.
Everybody got into that ass whooping too. I'm pretty sure Ronda Rousey's husband,
Travis Brown.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that dude got his ass fucking kicked by Travis Brown too, which would fucking suck.
Could you imagine what he went through when he went backstage?
Yeah.
And the cameras aren't on. Yikes.
That dude is lucky he got out when he did. Like, that he got taken out when he did. Fucking.
Yeah.
Imagine if he'd done more damage to Brett. Like.
We talked about it on the ice, because if you guys watch a lot of independent wrestling, there was that clip from an independent show that went viral where the wrestler walked by and smacked the dude's hat off his head, and the dude stood up and started taking swings at the wrestler.
Was it Black G's that he did that he hit?
Yeah,
yeah, that's a dumb move.
I mean, like, and let me tell you something. What they caught on people's cameras was probably the most PG way you could think to handle that thing. Because let me tell you something. When the cameras aren't rolling, they beat the dog shit out of you.
Yes,
they
do.
You look back at some of the old footages of WWE, WCW, and when people are jumping the barrier to get in the ring and shit, like the way some of the wrestlers are just fucking going hammer and tongs, just destroying them as they get into the ring.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? Macho Man in one of them, just beating the absolute fuck out of the guy.
He did it in WCW one time because he was a It was when he was in black. It was when he was in the NWO, black and white. He came through the crowd. He was feuding with DDP. I just watched this the other day because DDP and Savage is probably one of my favorite feuds of all time. Not just my favorite feuds in WCW.
I understand why.
My favorite feuds of all time.
I liked Raven and DDP.
Yes, those three matches, those three matches that Savage and DDP had in '97. One at Spring Stampede, one at the Great American Bash, and then number 3 at Bash at the Beach. Fuck, dude. Fuck.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, I was watching that, and Savage came through the crowd, and a fan grabbed him, and he turned around and beat the fuck out of him. When the fan went on the ground, Savage kept stomping on him.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, like, you got to go to the ring. We're live on TV. And Savage just didn't give a fuck.
There's an old story where Jim Cornette got punched by a fan in the front row, and Jim Cornette took his tennis racket and hit him square between the face with it. And then they found out when they got the guy backstage that he was mentally challenged. So Jim Cornette just like teed off on a dude 4 or 5 times with a tennis racket, and he was
the dude that Punk took out when for the Summer of Punk, when he won the belt and was in the crowd, and the
guy tried to give him a drink of his beer.
No, the dude that pushed Punk and then snuck back, but he took out another fan instead.
Yeah, he took out the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Like, just that fucking hit was solid. You could see how solid it was. Like, it was like, fuck you. Don't mess with us.
Yeah.
So Rampage tomorrow night, guys. Or not tomorrow night, but Friday night. Sorry. We've got Hangman Adam Page.
It's tomorrow.
Hangman Adam Page and John Silver versus the Butcher and the Blade. Lee Moriarty versus Dante Martin, which should be damn good. Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter in action. That's all it says. Excited for that, I guess. A rap battle between Max Caster and Austin Gunn. Jay Lethal and Christopher Daniels.
That's gonna be sick.
It is.
Yeah.
I watched. I recently watched some shit with Christopher Daniels because he's been going on an indie tour.
Not again.
And it was still good. Still damn good stuff.
Yeah, I just watched Lindsay Dorado wrestle at an indie show. He's a beast.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Brian Kendrick still kills it.
Yeah. Weird, but still kills it.
Yeah. I mean, he's not as weird as like maybe
trust me. I'm the poster boy for shit happens when you drink too much.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, sure. I've never seen him drunk, but I've hung out with him 3 times now at independent shows. Like, personally hung out with him for long periods of time. He's not a really weird guy. He's actually he's chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I said, not tomorrow. Friday.
There is something on tomorrow though.
You're right. It's the
Tornado Tag podcast and Tornado and your show
and the I-70 Hot Tag, where we have a huge announcement.
Ooh,
another one,
which is crazy. I feel like we're doing.
Mahan.
He's going to be a dad.
No, unlike Veer Mahan, it didn't take me 6 months to come. So
we talk, he has the greatest.
I know we have to ask your wife about that one.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said we'll have to ask your wife about that one.
Maybe.
How's it come, Joe?
Thanks for clarifying it. Thanks for clarifying it.
Yeah, I want to make sure everyone's on the same page. Arkham looks confused. Arkham, that's when 2 people really love each other and they care about each other. No, I'm joking. No,
Arkham looks like he knows what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Arkham looks like he's traded Cheetos for that type of thing.
Shit. Fuck you.
a rubber glove,
I love you, dude.
a toilet paper roll, and a rubber glove can do a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
The thing is, you guys know it. If Arkham said get on your knees, you're all getting on your knees.
100%. The first one in line. The first one in line.
Anyways,
I want the first one. I don't want to be the second or third in line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mark's like, get me the fuck out of here.
I'm just trying to. I'm so tired.
Mark's coworkers are gonna go, dude, you look beat, and you were like, yeah, I had to sit here and listen to a bunch of dudes talk about prison sex last night.
Yeah. So what are you talking about in the show tomorrow?
AEW Dynamite Fight for the Fallen. So far, we have Thunder Rosa versus Miyu. Thunder Rosa is building up Miyu pretty well. She's obviously not doing as good of a job of building Miyu up as Moxley was Tanahashi, but she's trying. So I'm still excited for the match next week. Obviously, I don't see it being any different. I've got Thunder Rosa winning. The FTW Championship, Ricky Starks and Danhausen. So I bet that two things were going to happen next week with this match.
I liked your theory. I liked your theory about Hobbs coming down and then Hook coming out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hook comes out, makes a save, gets in Stark's face, sets up for their fight later on.
Yeah, I like that theory.
Or does he turn on Danhausen?
No, I think Hook rocking the FTW title for his dad is a good way to go, because he's not going to be a world champion anytime soon, and he rocks around that title. They can just keep doing the Hook thing, and now he has his dad's legacy.
Hook's too.
That's what I said
Hook's
earlier.
Too over
like,
with the
I
crowd.
feel like that's the thing.
Yeah.
Hook is way too over with the crowd.
You would keep Hook as a babyface.
Yeah, babyface FTW champion.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hook is way too over with the crowd. And it's been organically put over. It hasn't been forced. It hasn't been something that the company has created. It's just been fucking generic growth. So I'd keep him as a babyface.
Dude, trust me, the company had no idea about it. They thought it was a giant joke, and then they start getting over, and people were like, "Holy fuck!" And I've heard that from inside people. They're like, "Wow, this is something that we didn't expect." But can I do a quick plug? What we're doing tomorrow, real fast?
Absolutely.
We're doing our final episode of the Legends of Hamburg Fieldhouse, which will be going on this weekend, and we're finishing it off with the main attraction of the show is going to be Hall of Famer Booker T, and Queen Charmel will be in attendance. So tomorrow night in the podcast, live on YouTube and Twitch and everything. Twitch will be IWEP Network, and YouTube will be Tornado Tag Podcast. We're doing the history of Booker T.
Nice.
Please
All
tell me
right.
you're showcasing the best of 7.
We're just going to kind of go through his history and how he got into business and some of his best moments and stuff like that.
Yeah. Probably not well, I mean, I'm sure
You
you
get
could ask him
cancelled
about
if you
the
did best of 7.
Yeah.
Nah, you wouldn't get canceled.
I think we've talked about it a couple times, how it was ridiculous and stupid.
Yeah. They there's a bunch of people on TikTok who love Brent, or love talking about that guy, and they've still got a platform. So, anyways, so
Are we talking about that name that shouldn't be mentioned?
no, you can mention it. It doesn't matter.
All right, cool, 'cause I'm going to mention it.
Anthony, what time is your show tomorrow night?
7:30 Eastern time.
Yep. So that's 6:30 my time.
Yeah.
So, and
What
how
time
long
is
do
that
your
in
shows?
Australia?
How long do your shows run?
About hour 45, sometimes 2.
Or sometimes
What time
2
would
hours
that
and
be in
48 minutes
Australia?
and 35 seconds and going.
Yeah.
Nah. So Saturday, Death Before Dishonor, guys. Wheeler Yuta, Daniel Garcia, Mercedes Martinez, and Serena Deeb. 2 out of 3 falls match. FTR and the Briscoes. That's going to tear the house down. And Willow Nightingale versus Allison Kay. Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal.
Truck. It was a truck.
the 6-man tag team championship, the Righteous versus Dalton Castle and the Boys. And the ROH World Championship, Jonathan Gresham versus Claudio Castagnoli. I would like to see Jonathan Gresham retain the championship. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Claudio is taking the belt. The 6-man tag team championship. I would love to see Dalton Castle and the Boys. Dalton Castle is the shit. Samoa Joe is losing that championship. If he wins that championship, I will be absolutely upset.
How is there no fucking promo?
Yep. Mark and I were talking about that. Like, look, guys, let's get your opinion. What do you think? Like, is there a reason why Samoa Joe couldn't cut a promo like via satellite?
Yeah, look, I think that's a huge reason why probably Joe's going to lose the title.
Yeah.
Once again, super talented, but you don't have a cell phone. You can't say, "Hey, check out this pay-per-view this weekend."
Yeah,
like you said about Gresham. He could have picked up the phone. He could have done something. He could have done anything to build this feud. But he hasn't.
Maybe I'm overthinking it, but it's not a good look. It's not a good look.
No, you're not.
You're not overthinking.
I said the same shit earlier.
Well, I'm thinking like maybe backstage things, because there's a lot of people who take ROH really near and dear to their heart, and if it's not being treated seriously, like zero build up and zero promotion, that may rub people the wrong way.
It certainly rubs some fans the wrong way. Like I said, I've done the rounds on like Wrestle social media, like Wrestle Talk and Twitter, and there's a lot of people that are like, hey, like, this is stupid that this match hasn't had a build-up, or that I don't feel like they've built up Gresham and Claudio very much.
I've got a friend who was an ROH
When we go off air, I'll tell you something interesting.
Okay.
I've got a friend who was an ROH guy and followed it from day one, and he's even said that he was worried when Tony Khan bought it because he doesn't want to remember it, or he doesn't want it to be just a side project of AEW. He wants it to be ROH, not AEW's ROH.
Yeah. And like I said, I saw a lot of criticism this week from that. Like, hey, I don't want sports entertainer Daniel Garcia. I want Daniel Garcia, from the Indies.
Even at the end of ROH there at the end, Danhausen was over there. So ROH does do wacky, gimmicky stuff. It's not like it's completely serious the whole time, but they do space it out differently.
Like, look at when God was in ROH alongside New Japan, and they wanted ROH at the time wanted to bring in Enzo and Cass, and God were just like, fuck this.
Well, they tried to work the boys in front of a live audience at Madison Square Garden, and that didn't go over very well.
Yeah. It was like, don't bring in these dickheads.
Yeah, it wasn't so much don't bring in these dickheads, is they literally thought there was they thought they legit jumped the rails and started a legit fight, and they didn't know it was an actual work, and they thought it was a shoot, and the locker room was pissed they weren't informed by it. That's what
because at that time Enzo was going to WWE events, trying to get noticed on camera and trying to do all that stuff. So when he shows up at an indie event to do that, everybody's like, they thought it was legit. I am excited for
Mark's on the road, so you got to wrap here. He's teetering. He's almost ready for the 10 count.
I am super excited for ROH this weekend, guys. Like I said, I plan on watching it. I don't know yet. I may hop on the Twitch and maybe do a watch along or something, or see what's going on. But guys,
hit me up
as usual. Appreciate y'all joining and showing love. Arkham, Scotty, Tony, appreciate you guys. Mark, appreciate you. I know these shows are super fun to do, and I know they can go a little while. Appreciate you hanging. What?
Before we go, Mark, did you notice that Vito liked one of the videos that you posted?
Yes, he did. He liked one of our podcast ones too. We just put it. We posted
Vito is very active.
And he followed us on Twitter. He followed the podcast on Twitter.
Yeah.
But I noticed it today because I looked today and I'm like, Vito, fuck yes.
I also heard Vito is pretty easy to get on a podcast too, Tony. So
maybe, just maybe we should bring him in here.
Yeah, we should invite Vito to do what he thought of Rampage or Raw.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyways, guys, as usual, Tony, if you're not doing anything tomorrow after your show, definitely would love to see you come through the I-70 hot tag.
I could
Mark.
One more thing. I have 5 more minutes to talk about something for Mark. No, I'm joking.
I would have listened.
But no, I appreciate you guys as always. Appreciate you guys showing love. My TikTok or following group is growing higher, and I think,
you're almost at the 3-hour mark.
Yep. I know. I'm trying to drag it out because I'm like, man, we should end it right at 3 hours. No, I'm just kidding.
We should not.
I'm not. I'm wrapping it up. Because
Mark's gonna fucking die.
Yeah. Mark's over here like this. Cast.
Anyways, guys, much love. Appreciate you guys. For Chase with CR Media, for my friend Mark, Pro Wrestling Kingpin.
This guy's fixed his fucking business cards like 80 times, dude.
And I'm OCD. I'm sorry.
It's like every
OCD and ADD do not go well with me, especially when Warriors come out and play deep. You know what I mean?
Anyways, that's it, guys. That's all I got. Good fight,
guys. Thank you.
Good night.
Take care, guys.